Station, my brother.
Station. What is up, you fucking ho-dunk, po-dunk, Weldon there, motherfucker?
I knew. I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to say it first.
Yeah, you said you'd say it better anyways. I'd have fucked it up. But I do. That's probably my favorite fucking line. But as you know, man, I can't believe, dude, it's taken us like 2 years, bro. What? I mean, we've done the horror show like a year or two, but I can't believe it's first Tales from the Crypt thing we're gonna be doing. But we got a couple of the homies with us tonight, man. We got Verno in the building, man. What's up, bro?
What up? What up? How's it going? Stoked to be here. It's the official Horror Fest mug you can get over at the PCP shop. Pick yours up today.
You shill.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked for this one.
Big week, man. Big week in horror.
Hell yeah.
We also got the homie Scarpet, man. He got some merch too.
Hey, I'm rocking my shirt, baby. Fuck this cowboy shit. I got my shirt on. I got my fucking shirt. I'm rocking it, man. I love it. I love it. My nipples are burning. They're burning with this shirt on.
He says smoking, though. He says smoking.
Smoking, burning. They're fucking hot. They're jumping off my chest. I love this shit. Look at this. Go buy it.
Getting a lube job.
I did not get a lube job today. I haven't actually had a lube job in a while. I'm looking to get one though. My car's new.
Well, good to have you, my brother. And we also got Steph in the house. What's up, my brother?
Cheers, fellas. What's going on?
Hell's yeah.
Not much, my brother. Always good to have you, bro. And now, last, but definitely not least, the homie Fable, man. One of the
Station.
Probably, man. I'd say he's probably one of the most excited to be here. I know he was. This was the one. I think
I'm sweating over here from Scarpad's heat.
My nipples, man. My nipples are firing.
Them smoking nipples.
I only say that though because I feel like this was the one you were most looking forward to on my show, at least. I don't know. I could be wrong. I know this one. I feel like this one though is right up your alley.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to rewatch this because I don't think I gave it a fair shake the first time around.
Yeah, for sure, my man. Well, we're gonna dive into it. That's for sure. So, 1995?
6, I think.
96?
5. Yeah.
95? The freaking Tales from the Crypt show branches off into Hollywood, man, and puts a little movie out in theaters, man.
Was the show still on when this came out? I forget.
Yeah, the show was on for like 1 or 2 more years.
So
It was
What-
like 89 to 97 or something like that.
It makes sense that this came out like in the prime, which season I'd say like season 3 to 5 were like were some of the biggest seasons for Tales from the Crypt. But you got William Sadler, who's in like the first ever Tales from the Crypt episode. So he's got like lasting power in this series. He even plays like the mummy in Bordello of Blood. So he always makes like a rare appearance in Tales from the Crypt. Man, I absolutely love this movie though, man. Practical effects, Billy Zane, the whole dunk motherfucker, you know, like he is the best, man. He's so funny in this. And I think this and Zoolander, dude, I'll just like always remember.
You forget though, don't you put her name in your mouth.
Titanic.
Not
But-
Phantom.
Oh, the Phantom, underrated, bro.
Yeah,
Slam-
the Phantom too. That's
Slam
my third
Evil,
one,
y'all.
dude.
Slam
I
Evil.
fucking love it. Man.
Skull Ring, baby.
Plus, he was in a lot of good like late night Skinamax stuff.
Billy Zane's
He's a
great.
little underrated.
I don't think I've ever seen a bad Billy Zane movie. He's good in everything.
Oh, he's also was a Critters. He's in Critters, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep. A young Billy Zane.
Dead Calm with Nicole Kidman was good in that. Like it.
But yeah, man, you get some great practical effects in this. I love some of the set designs, the cinematography. I'd say I only really have one gripe. I probably will wait. I don't know if I should wait to really say it. I'll probably say that once we get to like characters. But for the most part, man, I really have fun with the movie. I'm like the biggest Tales from the Crypt fan. Like the last 20 fucking years, I've been begging somebody to just do anything before John Castor dies, the voice of fucking the Crypt Keeper, you know? Because I know he always says he'd do it too. It's just like, I think the rights to EC Comics and then the rights to the real Crypt Keeper that we know, because that's like HBO's Crypt Keeper, you know what I mean? That's not like official EC, you know?
Yeah, it's a different version.
It's like a tough position that they're put in because HBO or somebody that probably isn't even in company anymore, I think the way you put it, owns that Crypt Keeper that we know. But so if we got one, you know, it would be different. Maybe we could get the one with fucking Castor's voice, though.
Could he still do the voice, or is that like
You would think,
the likeness is owned?
Maybe just a different likeness. 'Cause
Yeah.
that puppet's long gone, I'm sure. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they would have to make a new one, but dude, I'm sure somebody could make it exactly how it, looked, but maybe they'd have to
Spin
make
on
it
it.
different. That would suck because I love that look, man. The
It is
look-
great. Yeah, I was gonna say it's so attached to that voice, and that look is so
sure.
Oh my
iconic.
God. You get a little goofy CGI Crypt Keeper too in the beginning, but I remember I was watching,
Oh, the director.
You talking about when he's like walking up to the camera or whatever? Yeah, that's weird.
I almost forget the freaking tits in this movie too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like,
I knew
yeah,
Scarpet
I
was
put
gonna.
it on my girls. I was like, dude, I watched this when I was a kid, and then the tits come. She's like, you watched this as a kid? I was like, I don't know if I remember the tits.
Well, you know, I remember though. The one thing I remember is whenever they showed this on like USA Up
So
All
what-
Night,
Yeah,
USA Up All Night, they had a version where they're fully in bikini tops.
Oh,
Yeah.
No shit.
Oh.
They
smart.
reshot it, yeah.
Oh wow. I didn't know
I just know that me and Dick Miller have the same fantasy.
right.
I tell you,
that.
I love me some Dick Miller. Really good stuff.
one of the only things that I've always been jealous of since I was literally only 1 year, like 1 years old when this came out, is that I couldn't see the intro of the Tales from the Crypt in theaters. That would have been sick, dude. Because I love that they at least do the original Tales from the Crypt intro in the house and everything.
And the music's the same.
Oh, exactly, dude. That would have been so awesome to see it in theaters. Did any of y'all see it in theaters? Scarphead, Fable, you saw it. Is that the last time you seen it before today?
No, I saw it one more time after, and then that's it. Must have been when it came to DVD or something. I might have rented it or something like that. But
Hell yeah.
Like the last time I saw it.
But yeah, dude, I love this movie, man. I just love everything this movie stands for, bro, and everything that came before the movie with this show, and then even Bordello of Blood after, dude. Crypt Keeper is incredible. I love everybody. Ernest Dickerson too, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Great
He was
director.
solid.
Great. Like honestly, I would never expect him to be great for this, but he does it, man.
You know,
He's done so many different things.
he directed Bones, the Snoop Dogg movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me
Oh,
want to
wow.
actually watch it. I've never seen it, but I was like, now I want to watch it.
Yeah, he's
Because
done
It's
Sopranos.
the other thing is-
Biggest thing in the world.
Ernest Dickerson was Spike Lee's cinematographer for a long time. He
Yeah.
filmed Malcolm X and Do the Right Thing. So
That would make sense why his
And
work.
his first movie he directed was Juice. Like this dude's
No
got the
shit.
chop. Yeah, this dude's
Okay.
got the
Yeah.
chop.
Yeah,
No,
plus
he
he
got
has
some
a
shit under
shitload of
his
TV.
belt.
Yeah, shitload of TV too. Sopranos and also
That's
Walking
why I feel
Dead,
like
The
Jada
Wire.
Pinkett Smith
The
being
Wire,
like
yeah.
the main girl is totally because he's the director. I feel like anybody else that directs this movie,
Yeah, I hated
never
her, man.
pick her up.
She was
and
horrible.
she's my least favorite
The
part.
worst part of the movie, and I tell you, I kind of almost wish they went with CCH Pounder as the person to be the last one standing.
I'd say a sequel with Demon Knight with her passing
Because
off
CCH
the.
Pounder is such a better actress than Jada
Man,
Pinkett Smith.
I'd rather
that'd
see a
be cool
prequel.
with sequel to freaking Demon.
Prequel would be dope. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely definitely. But let's go around, man. Robbie, dude, what'd you think about this, man?
First saw this movie when it released on VHS. Next saw this movie later on. My buddy had the DVD. We threw it on one night. I was super drunk. Don't really remember much. But I remember liking the movie, but not like it wasn't something that like was on my soon to be rewatched list for some reason, right?
Right.
But holy cow. This movie fucking slaps. It is incredibly fun. It is a 90s horror film that is kind of done in the style of the 80s, which I love. Great effects and style. It knows what horror fans want, and it delivers it. It's a fantastic cast, highlighted by that brilliant performance from Billy Zane. It's gorgeously filmed. It's expertly shot and lit. The colors are amazing. The special effects are fantastic. It's got a great quick pace. Nice balance of the characters. Everybody kind of gets their spotlight. You know, it's humorous, it's fun, it's vibrant, it's scary, it's charismatic, damn it. It is absolutely amazing. It's got a good soundtrack too, as well as a good score. And it actually has a little thematic relevance. I really like this movie. I am so glad that I committed to making sure that, aside from Green Room, because that was the poll winner, but I'm going to buy that. But I made sure to get all of these for Horror Fest on physical media. And I am beyond glad that I did, because this now is this is a once a year watch, man. This movie is undersung and undervalued and underappreciated. We always talk about how soft 90s horror got for a while there. This is one of the best.
Out.
It's up there in the top 5 horror films of the 90s with Scream. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's like that level of awesomeness, because it's that 80s cheese brought into the 90s in the flair and style that only HBO's Tales from the Crypt could deliver. It does feel like a long episode, but I'm totally cool with that. I loved it. I love it. I love this movie.
It's exactly what it's supposed to be.
So amazing, bro.
It's got a little bit more meat on the bones than a normal Tales from the Crypt episode does, you know? So it's deserved of having a longer bit of a story.
Hell yeah.
Fucking love it, dude. Love it. Vern, my man, what do you think, bro?
Bruh, I fucking love it, dude. I told you, I kept confusing it with Bardello of Blood. No, like this was like a movie that we watched constantly when I was a kid, but I couldn't remember it. So it was almost like the perfect.
Told me too.
Yeah, it was like the perfect experience, because like as soon as I put it on, I'm like, oh, okay, it's this one. I was getting it mixed up with Bardello, so everything was super familiar, but I didn't like. I still, every time something happened, like dude gets punched through the head, and I didn't know it was gonna happen, but after it happened, I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Flashbacks
Throughout the whole movie, dude. The cast is fire. And I'll just point out, like, I love, like, we're in the era, and it has the budget of a movie where they did screen testing. Like, you're never gonna mix up any one of these characters with another character. They all look completely different. You know what I mean? Yeah,
they're all character actors, and that's what's so fantastic about it.
Yeah.
The guy, everybody is just fantastic. Nobody.
Thomas Hayden Church has gone on to win a lot of awards and shit.
Dude. Like
wearing that mesh shirt, man. We should all get those matching mesh shirts, man.
Yeah, even party people.
I was shocked by this, the practical effects. I think this has some of the best practical effects in like any movie. We've covered a lot of good shit with good effects, but this is some of the best. Like it's fire. They poured money into it.
The yellow eyes or the green eyes. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, as Robbie mentioned, the colors stuck out to me, and I'm a sucker for any time a movie like I was into the movie, I was loving it, I was highly entertained, but I forgot about the bit where they go back to Jesus on the cross, and the dude is carrying around the blood of fucking Christ with him, and it's just like I'm a sucker for stuff like that because it instantly goes from like a cool story to like an epic story that's got all this story in between
how it passed
and
the
all
die.
Lore
that.
and shit.
Which is why I'd say I would love to see a prequel to like go back, tell the story of the other people protecting the key and stuff like that. So I was floored by it. It's got a great runtime. My only beef with it, I don't mind Jada as much, but I totally get why anybody would mind it. I totally get that 100%. But the only bit that I don't like is the end where she spits in his face. It kind of it dings it a little bit for me, and it's just a little silly of an ending. But other than that, the way he passes it on to her.
Well, also, but because they telegraphed it for so long before she did
exactly. You knew she was going to do it. You're just waiting for it, and he's being
waiting like 2 minutes for it, man.
Yeah, he's being all Beetlejuicy as he is throughout much of the movie. But I love
she's holding
it,
blood in her mouth for like 2 minutes, man. That can't be.
As a kid, that I always thought that was like, didn't she swallow any of that shit? Like she's twirling around and shit like that. Like
Jada don't swallow.
Yeah.
Hey, don't talk about her like that. Will Smith's
kept
right
hold
around
of Will
the
Smith
there, man.
this long. She's got to do something.
Once like shit hits the fan though, like she becomes like cool and like calm, and then it kind of becomes like the badass version that I like more.
I didn't buy
but
that.
before then, she's fucking super annoying when she's like the housemaid. And she's like,
Right.
God damn it, Irene! I am trying to do everything I can.
Yeah, I get it. And I didn't like when I first turned it on. I'm like, oh, she's fucking terrible in this. But by the end of the movie,
she gets better though.
She won me over, and
She's
she's
still
kind of hot
young, too.
when she's like half naked.
She's attractive.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's
like people confuse her at her outer life with her.
Right.
You can't take that away from her acting ability.
She is wearing the 1995 panties that are very high. That's not sexy to me. I don't know, man. Just like Sears.
Her figure.
No. She was looking really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say her figure is
that was
great, bro.
thing back then, man.
But yeah, I think it's well written too. It's a cool story
too, man. She was like a nobody back then.
Yeah, yep. Just had done low down dirty Shane at that point.
Yeah.
Maybe not even.
Yeah, I
Had
mean,
Set It Off come out yet?
I think that might have been the.
I don't
was
know.
that like
I'm curious.
early 90s or mid 90s?
I'll tell you right now.
Latifah?
She did Menace to Society in '93. She did
that's how she got this job.
The year after she did Set It Off and
okay.
Nutty Professor.
Do Menace to Society? Or is that Juice that he did? Didn't
Ernest Dickerson did Juice.
Society?
I can
That
tell
was
you right
was that John Ridley?
Alan Hughes and Albert.
Alan, okay.
Yes, the
He
Hughes
didn't have
brothers.
nothing to do with it?
Who? Ernest?
Right, yeah.
No.
I was going to say, I thought that's how he met her, maybe. You know how sometimes they'll work on a project beforehand and shit.
Yeah.
But Scarpet, my man, what did you think about the movie, bro?
I said before, I love me some Dick Miller, and there's not too many fans. Dick Miller is in that isn't good. He's great. Going back to Little Shop of Horrors, a bunch of other stuff. Bucket of Blood.
And everything.
But no, I loved it. I mean, I thought it was very, carried on from Creep Show and Creep Show 2. And it almost felt like it was, I almost thought, because I had seen this about 20 years ago, but I haven't seen it since. I thought it was going to be an anthology. And then when I figured out, well, they're going with this for the whole thing, I think at that point it got a lot more interesting. But yeah, it's your standard. You take 7 people, lock them in a room like a cabin or something, and have an outside force coming in. So it was very 80s, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, with the demons. I thought that this borrowed a lot from like an Evil Dead 2.
Very Dog Soldiers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And but it was great. It had great acting, and Billy Zane, man, he was the best thing in the movie, I thought. But everybody was good in it. So the music, it was Dennis McCarthy, who did the Tales from the Crypt TV show. He did a lot of Star Trek movies. He's pretty good too. So yeah, I loved it. I mean, practical effect wise, it was good to see them go full tilt on that. I mean, that scene where he puts the arm through the cop's face and he's trying to get it out, and he's shaking, I can't get this motherfucker out. It was good. I enjoyed it. Loved it. An interesting thing is I had to watch on Peacock. I couldn't get the other thing to work. And
you can't get the movies anywhere?
I couldn't find the certificate. You sent it somewhere, and I went up. But anyways, I watched on Peacock, and the Peacock has the original ending that's not on the Blu-ray, where they say the next movie's title and it's wrong. It's not Bordello Blood. It was the working title, Easy Street, or something like that. And that version's not on the disc. It's only they must have got that version somehow.
I'll have to check that out to see what they call Bordello Blood before.
It was Easy Street, I believe.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't even know.
Well, there was this whole plan that they were going to do a trilogy, and they were going to all be connected with the key, and right. And
so it'd be great if they did that.
And Demon Knight was supposed to be the second film, and I think Bordello Blood was supposed to be first, but something happened where they went with that. Now the third movie, they initially was trying to get From Dusk Till Dawn.
He's in Bordello too.
That would have been.
But they were supposed to get Dusk Till Dawn, but Tarantino's star was rising, and they couldn't afford his script. So that's what happened.
Oh, Dusk from Dawn was supposed to be a Tales from the Crypt.
They wanted to buy it because all three of the scripts that they wound up doing, because I guess they eventually did the ritual, but there's no connection there or whatnot.
Bordello,
they're all spec scripts that were not. They were not written for this. They were like Demon Knight was different. In fact, apparently the early version didn't even have demons in it, and it was supposed to be more about the passing of the torch of this the key with the blood and all this kind of stuff. So they went in and brought other writers to Tales from the Crypt it up, which they eventually told the original writers, like, okay, y'all, thank you, y'all done. But like we don't want any more input from y'all, because they were fighting against some of the changes or whatnot, because they wanted to make it campy and cheesy like Tales from the Crypt.
Exactly, which is what it needed. I'm glad they did what they did, because it seems like they were going to complicate it and just do something. Because instead of you got to think about the movie one at a time, you can think about the big picture. But for the most part, man, I feel like filmmakers, they got to think about it one at a time, and then be like, this, and then if it does pop off, I could do this and that, you know. But they got the people that think, oh, this is I gotta have it like this because I'm gonna do it this way. Like, it don't always work out that way, man. Sometimes that movie ain't gonna pop, bro, and then you got one movie that doesn't mean shit because you didn't get to do your other two, you know.
Yep.
You gotta have a film stand on its own, you know, which I'm glad this film does, you know, just like the episodes do, you know. The episodes don't like coincide, and they never had part ones and part twos, really, you know what I mean? It was just one episode, you know.
Yeah. There was that one episode where Daredevil showed up though, and
fucked everything up. And She-Hulk fucking crashed through and
still haven't seen it.
Fucked everything up. Steph, my man, bro, what did you think about this, bro? Did you watch Tales from the Crypt growing up, man?
I didn't watch it regularly, but I would see it from time to time. It was weird. My mom she was picky about the horror stuff. She wouldn't let me watch. Like, I did see Pumpkinhead, but she didn't let me watch everything. So like this was something like hit or miss. That's why I'm surprised. Like, Pumpkinhead was kind of pretty savage. To be honest.
I'll tell you what. Like, I used to live for those free HBO weekends, because then I would make sure to watch Tales from the Crypt, because we just never had HBO, right? Because that was a premium channel. So like, when they did those free weekends, I made sure, like, I was home to watch Tales from the Crypt. What was it? Was it Saturday or Sunday night? Something like that?
Saturday nights, I think.
That was like the only
Dennis
channel we had.
Live.
I think it was because my mom loved The Sopranos as well. And so she would just get it during the seasons. And literally Sopranos, I loved that back then too. But I remember just literally sitting in front of the TV like the fucking Poltergeist kid, and just loving that intro, man. Just so iconic.
Yeah. Then I go to my homie's house because he had HBO, and we would watch Oz. And then we would watch Tales from the Crypt too.
Yo, that first episode is traumatizing, bro.
Dude, Tales from the Crypt, bro, like, is so underrated, bro. Like, I'm not talking about just the movie. Like, because now I feel like a lot of people have seen, they're like, man, it's been so long since I've seen this. It's fun as hell. Like, most of y'all seem to have a lot of fun with this. But, dude, the show, bro, like, if you guys like the fucking movie, bro, you gotta check the show out too, bro. Because the show, bro, is just like this, man. But they have, I think they went up to like 7 seasons. And the first 5 are golden. I'm not gonna lie, 6 and 7 is where it starts to go a little downhill because they start losing money in production. But 6 and 7 are still really good too. They were just, I think, they didn't have as much money, so they had to bring in like cheaper Canadian
Yeah, I
actor.
don't know. Does HBO
But they
Max
got
still
like a
stream
Jason
these?
Bateman and shit, young Jason Bateman, I
Oh.
think, in one of the episodes.
Oh wow.
There's some good, dude. There's some gold, bro. Joe Pesci did an episode. Arnold Schwarzenegger did like his directorial debut on a
No
Tales
shit.
Yeah, I
episode.
remember that one.
He's like
yeah.
sitting there with the puppet in one of the episodes. I want to say it's even the Joe Pesci episode that he directed, man.
That makes sense. Star
It
power.
might
From
be.
Star
It's
power.
not on HBO Max, Scarphead.
No, it's
Uh,
not. From what I can see here, it's at least at some point 3 seasons are
It's
available
never
on
even gotten
Tubi.
a Blu-ray release. I know that too.
They do have the complete DVDs though, so you can. I don't know if they're still easy to find though. I'm not sure.
Probably.
Anyway, we were on Steph, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My bad for interrupting you. What?
That's all right. I had seen this as a kid when I was younger, and I remember loving it. And Pedro said earlier, like he was pleasantly surprised with the rewatch, and I was too, because I've been watching movies that this came out when I was a kid, so I've been watching movies I loved in high school that didn't quite hold up as well as this did. So I was like, I was glad to see that this was still as dope to me as a kid. It's still dope to me as an adult as it was as when I was a kid.
Even doper at some points, man, because you probably
I could appreciate
it.
Yeah,
you appreciate it more.
But yeah, this was a fun one. I love like stories when people have their backs against the wall, like the odds are against them. Like you're really like, how the fuck are they gonna get out of this? And this movie had a lot of that. Like it's a rundown motel in the middle of nowhere, like surrounded by demons, bro. Like there's not really much shit you can do. None of them are soldiers. Like so I love shit like that. Billy Zane. I love a good charming bad guy where it's almost like you almost want the bad guy to win because he's so damn charming. You're like, hey, he's gonna might not be so bad. But I thought it was super fun. Oh yeah, for a bald guy, bro. And he pulls a wig off very well. I don't know if that was his real hair in Titanic or if that was a wig, but how many people can pull that off? No, I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong with being bald.
He came up and asked him. He's like, he pulled out a briefcase and asked the director. He's like, "Which wig you want me to wear?" And he's like, "I don't want you to wear a wig, man." Like, which I'm glad he didn't have him do that.
That's funny.
He better with I think the studio wanted somebody with hair or something weird. Like
oh, really?
Yeah. Because there's like a little 40-minute behind the scenes or making of featurette on the Blu-ray that I was watching.
But oh yeah, this was a super fun movie. I wish that they did more stuff like this. This is something like I could see like with Hulu doing these. This sums up Hulu's vein with the stuff they've been trying out. But this was pleasant rewatch. I'm glad it held up.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad to hear that you enjoyed it, bro. I'm glad that it held up, bro. Hell yeah. Fable, bro. I'm so interested to hear what you think about this, bro. For real, bro. I've been like, come on.
All right, well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. Back in the days when I saw this in the movie theater, much like Robbie describes himself, I was like a film snob back in those days where I thought I knew what good movies were, or 15, 16. 15. I was really into movies, really getting into directors, stuff like that. So, and much like Robbie said before, go ahead.
Just you reminded me of. I was looking at the credits. I was surprised by some of the executive producers. Richard Donner, Zemeckis. Bro, I was really shocked by the names behind
this. A lot of the Tales from the Crypt episodes, man.
Brandon on Brandon's Cult Films was talking about this movie, and he was like, Jesus, who didn't executive produce this film?
Right, yeah. I was really shocked.
He was like, Dick Miller's in it, so I'm sure Joe Dante's there somewhere.
So yeah, when I watched this as a kid, I thought it was pretty silly. I wanted it to be super scary, and it wasn't scary. It said Demon Night. Demons to me were like the scariest thing at that time to me, having watched Night of the Demons, things like that. So this was like a little bit of a letdown to me, to be honest, back in those days. But having evolved my taste and giving other things a chance, like he just mentioned from Dusk Till Dawn, which this reminds me of, very much reminds me of. And other movies, like Zombieland, what is it, Double Tap, and all the, all these crazy horror adventure movies, I would call them. I've gained a new appreciation for it. So on this rewatch, I totally like was enamored with it. I feel like this movie is like the progenitor to the movies I just talked about or I just
Yeah.
mentioned. I think this started off that kind of zany, wacky, you know what I mean,
Vibe.
style. Yeah, and Billy Zane totally steals the show. The practical effects are hit or miss for me. They're not. I'm not totally enamored with them. But
There's
for the
a
most
couple
part,
that you could see through.
yeah. But for the most part, it's a fun ass ride, and Billy Zane is awesome in this thing, and I love
Underrated, man.
seeing, yeah, and I love seeing all the the actors in this movie are like actors you used to see on the side of things. They never starred in anything, but they're like on the side of things, like the guy from Gremlins or my boy
He's the
Death
main dude. Like,
from Bill and Ted.
Right.
That's Death from Bill and Ted. So
Yeah.
I was so happy remembering that he was the star of this movie, or co-star, whatever. So
he
yeah,
was the
really,
simp dude,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
He's
Okay.
Breaker. He's the main guy. Death is.
Or the Death. Okay. Oh,
He's
sure.
Breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaker's
Yeah.
Death from
Yeah.
Bill and Ted. Yeah, which I love. That's one of my favorites. So
Hell yeah.
love seeing him being the star of this movie. So yeah, man, total fun. Enjoyed it. Loved it on the second time or third, whatever. 20 years later, whatever. Let's say that like that.
Well, if it isn't the Wild Stallions, are you here to sue me again? Dude's still working.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in The Mist too.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit, yeah.
Ooh,
The
okay.
janitor.
He's in a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is. Die
The
Hard
Mist
2.
is a great movie.
The Green
Yeah,
Mile.
he's the main villain in Die Hard 2, isn't he? The German guy, right? Yeah.
Right,
He's like,
Wim
you
Shannon.
see his ass in the beginning of that movie.
I have to watch that again now. That's 6 for 6, Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
6 thumbs up seems like.
So, Fable, so you liked it a lot more, though, on the rewatch.
A whole lot more. A whole lot more. Again, not a perfect movie. You're not gonna get a 5 like you got from Werewolf by Night from me last night. But I definitely super enjoyed it.
I think
super
last
enjoyed it,
night-
and
That was a fun ride.
I was gonna say, I think last night we were all just really surprised. Like,
no,
maybe-
that was really good.
By the
That
quality,
was really
yeah.
good. Yeah, it's
I
gonna
was
hold
thinking,
up.
I woke up this morning, I
gonna
was like,
hold up.
man, did we all give it a 5?
Everybody,
Wow.
Wow.
the Instagram
I tuned out because I
deserve
hadn't
it, bro.
watched it. I'm excited now.
We all gave it a 5, man. Even
Jesus.
Jelani.
Yeah, everybody. But yeah,
Yeah, I thought Delaney was going to hate it. And everyone
I
was
totally-
like, Delaney likes it? I was going to be like, something's not right here. And I think I did say something like that during the chat. But no, nobody picked up on it. Because I was like,
But,
I think
yeah,
we're in a
I-
different dimension. I think this is a multiversal Jelani.
Yeah, Jelani's been
Because
fucking
this
around with the
Delaney
lament
hates
configuration. That's what happened. He opened up some portal and another Jelani came out. I don't fucking know, but
I think it's just She-Hulk
I don't know
rebound.
who the fuck that guy was last night.
you just wait till Thursday when we talk about the final episode of She-Hulk. I bet he'll come back.
She-Hulk rebound
back.
is what it was.
he'll be back.
No, man, he might not because Daredevil was in this episode.
Daredevil.
He said it was the best episode. He gave it a 0.
He gave it his
0.
best episode yet.
Daredevil.
Ranked it worse than his least favorite episodes.
Oh man.
Love Jelani.
You know, people are tuning in just to hear him shit on that show, dude.
I know. That's why I encourage it, man. I'm like, go tell us what you feel, man.
Well, I really hated it. I haven't seen the Daredevil episode, but in Daredevil, the original Netflix series, they made Daredevil get his costume from a really cool guy. And where he gets his costume from this time is, oh my God. From a
Oh,
costume-
Luke's one of the best characters in the show.
Yeah, and that shit like that exists in the comics though. That,
Oh,
you know,
from a comic, one guy doing all the capes? Okay. Then I'll buy it.
No, it is a comic book character that does superhero costumes.
Right.
Yeah. So let's see let's see who would be the favorite character then for everyone.
I think we all got the same
Yeah,
one.
I think we do.
So I think we should all just agree that we
Billy
love
Zane,
Billy
yeah.
Zane.
Billy Zane, yeah.
Shout
then
out
we-
to the honorable mention. Crypt
then we can do the-
Keeper.
Yeah, well then I think we could go beyond Billy Zane. I mean,
Honorable,
Billy Zane's the
honorable
yeah.
mentions.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett,
There
and
you go.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mean, you could say who you least like too if you want to add her, but
Damn, why you Dylan and Scarp had harsh as shit on Jada Pinkett today.
No,
Horrible. horrible.
guys are good.
Man, coming from the
actress.
people
Yeah, Will
just gonna
Smith
look-
is allowing
Will
this
Smith
shit.
is
Okay.
everything we fucking everything I
And the
revealed.
her whole turn in the movie was so unbelievable. As I said, CCH Pounder, who's been great in things like The Shield and on and on and on and on, should have been the person that did that because she's so much better. She has a lot more gravitas.
But is
I
it
can
more
believe it.
believable if in the physicality of a woman in her like maybe
Jada
50s at that point compared to
Jada
someone in
Pinkett-
her?
Jada Pinkett was about the physique of a 12-year-old boy that she weighed about
I-
85 pounds. I
Jesus.
couldn't buy that either.
Yeah,
You got the ass like a 10-year-old boy.
I don't even.
Yeah, I don't see that with
I
that
don't know who
one's
you're
dark pants.
looking
Yeah.
at,
Oh
but
my God.
geez.
We're talking about the
Oh, no,
old
guys.
lady. She's
I'll tell you this though.
Yeah, the one that got her
thing-
arm ripped off.
One of the points about what happens at the end when she takes over is because she does like
she doesn't
what's her name?
fall for it.
CCH pound her
Right.
character of Irene does sacrifice herself, right? And
Right.
so like Jada has that's her journey is having to learn that through.
Mm.
Now I'm not saying that that character's written very well. I'm just saying like that is the point of why it's her at the end. It's because
Right.
she's the one out of everybody that had the most to learn.
And
And-
I
The
like-
reluctant hero journey.
she doesn't
Right.
make a
Yeah, I
complete
know.
turn because she is denying. She's like, I'm not that kind of person, but it doesn't take. She just has to deny it. You don't have to be perfect. Is kind of I think the whole point of it. You can be flawed and still be the hero. That's what I
Right.
think they're trying to do. Whether she nails that or not, I think that's the point.
Agreed.
Anybody else got some characters they want to highlight there?
Yeah,
yeah.
William Sadler, I would say, after Billy Zane was really good. I mean, he was
Hell yeah.
believable in that role, especially when you buy these from back in the 1917, he was at war when he got the last chalice there. So
Oh
he
yeah.
was really good in it.
Oh yeah, just his eyes goes a long way, and it's just like the intensity behind those blue piercing eyes is huge, and I think he does a great job at leading the movie.
As a lead hero, yeah.
Or like
yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
mentioned, he's
Yeah.
he's in all these little
Yeah.
movies, his little roles and shit, and I think
Mhm.
you can't tell that. If you showed me
Yep.
this movie, I'd be like, oh, he does this all the time.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He's very believable.
I like the sheriff guy.
The sheriff or the deputy?
The deputy. I like him.
That's
Bob.
Gary Farmer.
Yeah, I know.
Deputy
Yeah,
Bob. Gary
yeah,
Farmer from
yeah.
Dead
I like
Man,
Deputy
man.
Bob.
Oh, he's such a good. He's so amazing. He's so good.
I
He's so
mean,
cool.
just to highlight somebody. I mean, Billy Zane and the other guy, Sadler. That's his name. Yeah,
Yeah.
those guys are
William Sadler.
the main focus for sure. Yeah.
I'll
Go ahead.
I'll just to mention him. I'll go with the mailman as the show's mailman. He's an interesting
What the hell
character.
happened to that mail?
That's
man?
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, that's the
Roger
voice of
Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit. Yep.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No
Yes, it is.
shit.
Everybody
This
is somebody in
movie's
this
full
movie.
The Mechas,
of
baby.
side characters.
That's
yeah.
exactly what he needs.
Just-
Someone to
he-
screw him.
He's like, he's kind of your typical stereotypical dude getting walked over and picked on by Roach.
Simp.
So I think that dude does a great job as well. But when they find the stuff in the attic where he was going to go in and blow up the post office, that is pretty damn interesting. And I
Yeah.
think they
Nice
casted
choice.
him because he looks like David Berkowitz in a way, son of Sam, who was a postal worker as well. And this is a handful of years after the dude in Oklahoma went in and went postal. So I think that was all intentional. He didn't blow me away or anything, but he was an interesting character to me. One of the more interesting ones.
I caught that little pun there.
Just
Unintended.
made me think about this, Vern. An old school like '90s indie comic you need to check out and read is Pete the PO'd Postal Worker.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm on it.
Pete the
Sounds
PO'd
interesting.
Postal Worker is a gnarly fun book. I think you'll like it and appreciate it.
Hell
I want to
yeah.
throw love out there for Thomas Hayden Church as the mesh shirt wearing Roach. I thought that the dude from Next Friday was the first character named Roach in a movie, but I guess Thomas Hayden Church beat him. Yeah, that dude's just so good at what he does, man. And he's like, with the whole nipples are burning, smoking thing. Like, oh my God, it's so ridiculously funny. And then he like turns, he's like, don't test me, bitch, and all that kind of shit. But then his dumb ass is like the only one out of everybody who doesn't understand that Billy Zane's gonna fucking not honor the
Should
deal.
kill.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're
Well,
dealing
he's got
with
hemorrhoids, bro. What's it matter?
Fuck it. Hell on earth, I got hemorrhoids.
Got
But
hemorrhoids.
he plays them so well. He can play these kind of dumb, luggish characters very,
Aloof.
very well, but still have a little bit of sinisterness. But then he's just a nof. after that, right? Like he's just an oaf. And the chick in the tub in the very beginning, major shout out, as well as John Larroquette.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
kind of surprised
in
me.
that
To be
outfit.
honest, I was like, okay, let me get more
And
invested
and all the ladies in that dream sequence.
in that dream
That-
sequence.
yeah.
In the
In
bar.
particular, the
That
second
scene that
from
gets
the
you
left.
comfy and you're like, okay.
Yeah, how hard do you think it was to talk Dick Miller into coming into this movie there when he did
I know, right? That was the easiest
we
scene.
want you to
I'm
be in the
there.
scene.
Hey,
Look at the
what
paper.
about
breasts.
when Uncle Will in the behind
Uncle
the
Willie.
scenes featurette? Uncle Willie is like super old in the interviews, and he's like, I got to do that scene like 17, 18 times. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I
He's
can't
excited.
get my lines right, man. He's like all them naked women.
I love his excitement. He's yes.
Yeah.
He's just
Oh
like
my god! Oh my god!
he's great.
That is my
losing
dream,
it.
man. Come on, man. A never-ending bar.
And they all have liquor in there.
Yeah.
That's a party,
Oh my
man.
God.
Party pooping
Oh,
bitch.
Yes,
dude,
right,
fucking
yeah.
Billy Zane just does all that comedically stuff that should come off super cheesy, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, he does a
Super
good
dumb.
job
That
with
if
it.
somebody else did it, he pulls it off just perfectly.
He's got a
It's
charm to him,
funny,
man.
Yeah,
No
it's
surprise
charming.
that
Yeah.
like what?
Yep.
No surprise that like what? 12 years later, he's the best part of Spider-Man 3.
Was he in Spider-Man 3? I forget that.
Thomas Hayden Church.
He's the best part of Spider-Man 3. I honestly.
Oh yeah,
believe
yeah.
it. Yeah, that's what I'm
He
saying.
said, damn, you're
I
right.
still love the
Spider-Man
Toby
3
dance, baby.
Is this? Yeah,
He's
no,
Sandman.
this is the best part.
Roach
Yeah,
Oh,
is
that's right. He was Sandman.
I don't know the bit where he goes, "See you,
No,
chump."
Roach
That's
is
a good one.
Sandman.
He'll always be Lowell to me from Wings.
Well, he came back and he replayed Sandman in the latest
Mhm.
Spider-Man.
Actually, he didn't. They just CG'd his shit.
CJ.
in-
Oh,
He didn't even
was
have
it?
a line. Yeah, or they might have
didn't
used
even
his
come
voice.
back.
Or
Was it
something.
his
Are you
voice?
serious?
It might have been his voice.
It was.
Probably,
It,
yeah,
if
probably
it was,
the
they,
reused
that
voice.
was even the voice was somehow done
Clips.
digitally. They did the same thing with the lizard dude.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
the
they
same
just
thing.
see. Yep, they were CGI
How
How
does
for him
does
the
that
entire
work? They
time.
had to cut some checks though, right?
Yeah, he started to get paid, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What kind of contract did they sign?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Well, the thing
Probably
is,
literally
if he said no to
pennies.
appearing in the movie, they couldn't do it. So he must have said it was okay. I
Right.
understand. Maybe he had a
Right, because Bruce Willis just
he
did
couldn't
that
allow
thing
doing
where
a movie or something. You know?
Bruce Willis just signed away his deep fake
Right.
rights or some shit. There's something there
Yeah,
that
they're
makes it
doing that.
illegal
Yeah,
to do
I
it
heard
unless
that.
you
Yeah,
sign
Bruce
it
Willis
away.
is going to appear in these
Oh,
bad
because
indie movies for the next
Back
7
to the
years.
Future. That's why. Back to the
Hmm.
Future did
Yeah.
that. When they try to cast
Oh,
Homeboy for the
Rupert,
future
or
version,
whatever.
and they put a face or whatever, and they used footage of him in the movie, and he said, "I was in the movie, so I got to get paid."
Right.
And that
Oh, you're
became
talking about
Crispin Glover.
The dad, Crispin Glover.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Crispin
need to
Glover,
pay Robert Englund and get him to do that so that we can just
Yeah.
have a CG Freddy in the future, deep fake his voice, deep fake the look, and make Freddy movies with him for eternity.
Eternity.
Nah.
No, Robbie.
I think the franchise has run its ground.
No, man.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
think
What do you think?
I have.
They did
It has
record
been proven
dialogue
to
for
me.
Sandman and Lizard, my brother said. They just didn't film anything for him.
Chris Stuckman just recently said this. He goes, "We're so tired of reboots, but now we're more tired of talking about how we're tired of reboots and requels and all this shit, right?" And he said that in his Hellraiser review. And Hellraiser proves that you can reinvent, reimagine, but also make it feel connected and do something different and evolve a concept. It can be done.
Right.
It can be done.
Yeah.
They just need to find the right person. They'll do something with Nightmare on Elm Street that we're like, oh fuck, I never thought of doing it like that. Like it could be done.
Yeah.
They should get the
But
guy
the
that played Rorschach.
the question is,
Bro, I was just gonna say Jack
if a franchise has 9 movies, should it be done?
If a franchise has,
I mean, you're talking about
movies, it proves
MCU's
that you
is
can
like
do-
30 movies
No,
in
because
right
MCU
now.
is just connected stories. I'm talking about Fast and Furious. Do we need Fast and Furious 15? Really?
They keep making money, so apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say that if people are going to see it, that's
I'm gonna tell you what,
Well,
man. They're
things are
really good.
episodic now anyway, so why
Right.
not have episodic
Yeah.
movies if
They're-
everything's episodic?
They're at least good through 7. I'm going to tell you that the best part of Fast and Furious is 4 through 7. Like, holy cow! Like that's
Yeah,
Actually,
those movies are good.
7 and those 7 and
is,
6 are solid, but I think 5, 1 through 5.
four.
five's the top. 5 is
3's
like
underrated.
5.
Tokyo Drift, I used
Yes,
to
I
hate,
agree.
but that
Tokyo
yeah.
Drift is good. It's just Karate Kid with cars, but
I've
it's
always
good.
loved Tokyo Drift. That guy got
It is,
got a bad
though.
rap.
Yeah, it
It
is,
works.
man.
And I thought Tokyo Drift was
I
like
didn't
one of
even
the
think
best
of
soundtracks of any of the movies, really.
It works a lot better now too. Like
Yeah.
after they, made it connect better
Right.
Well, let's just say this: the best character in the entire franchise is Han, and we all know that. All right.
Han Solo.
I thought it was
look,
family.
Yeah, good one, Steph.
Yeah,
They're gonna bring
they're
Han
all
back, and they don't
equal.
even explain
They're
it.
all
I'm just
equals in family.
Fast and Furious is totally in like Freddy, Jason, Michael territory now because they brought Han back in the last movie, and they just go, "Nice trick, nice magic trick." I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? How did he
Yeah.
survive getting blown up in the fucking?
He was
Well, it's-
upside down in the car, and
It's-
it like
yeah, it's-
blew up.
it's
Jason
not-
Statham, but come on.
He's like,
That series is not gonna
I
end.
licensed
Boy,
away my
we
deep
knew.
fake rights, so it wasn't me.
Yeah, until they go to
That was
space,
my
Fast
deep
and
fake.
Furious is not ending. They go to
They
space.
did go to
so-
space in this
Well,
last movie. They went to space.
Quite almost. Now, I'm talking
I
about.
couldn't even finish the last one, and I've watched them all, and I'm a huge fan of Fast and
Yeah,
Furious.
I never even
They
bothered.
said after
See,
Paul
they
Walker
become
died, after Paul Walker
Yeah.
died, I knew they could never hold it
Yeah.
together.
They became Secret Service agents and shit like that, like James Bond style shit. These guys are people who start off boosting cars and
I
shit.
know they would have probably went down this
I'm just
road no matter
saying.
what, but
No,
it's
it's the
just like
truth, though.
It is
Paul
true.
Walker, man, like grounded it being like that FBI agent. So he like
Yeah, that
grounded it.
connection.
He could ground
That
it
shit-
a little bit more.
That shit should be like Hot Wheels, the movie, because that's what that is.
Yeah, right,
Wow,
for real.
became Hot Wheels.
And then
stunt
they'd be
racer.
driving through
Hot Wheels.
volcanoes,
Yeah.
and we'd understand why.
Go up down the
Right.
roots and shit. Yeah.
Where's a
Loops
fucking
and
dinosaur? He drove
building
into the dinosaur to do a
Dinosaur
loop de loop.
mouse, go in space.
They
Yes.
could go so fast, be like fucking Buckaroo Banzai to run into the side of the mountain and go to the 8th dimension.
That's
You'd love
right.
to see that shit.
Fast and Furious has
Missed
gone to the
opportunity.
ninth.
Electroids, man. Evil
Yeah,
electroids.
that's gonna be the next one. They're gonna go back in time and save Paul Walker.
Oh,
Hey, yo.
Might be problematic.
I'd watch that, though. I would watch
Fast and
Well, no,
Furious,
then
Back
they'll
to the
have like his
Past.
brother play him again and just CGI over his face.
I think they just
But
need to
no,
make
oh,
one
wait,
more
no,
and be done
Paul-
with it, and then make Hobbs and Shaw movies for a
Paul
while.
Walker didn't even die in the Fast and Furious series. They
didn't.
just like
No, they just shipped them
kinda
That would have been
out.
too sad
drive
for them.
off.
For
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
That's why you always see the back of his head in every movie since.
They could replace him with an FBI agent played by Tiger Woods.
Did everybody go with their favorite character?
yeah.
I think so.
Jada
All right, let's
Pinkett.
dive into
Sass.
cinematography and yeah, because I know you guys definitely had some things to say about that. Robbie, what did you think about the cinematography, dog?
Gorgeously filmed. It looks beautiful. It's expertly lit. It is expertly shot and put together. The editing is great. It's got an incredibly tight pace. I love the designs of the demons. That's intensely awesome to me. I love that setting in the former church that's now a hotel, but you get we've all been in sketchy motels and hotels. I was just recently in one in Memphis, and it's cool. I like that. It's got a really great look to it that I think is great. And it is, I think, like an elevated version of what you got week to week on Tales from the Crypt, because they had a little bit more money. They had Ernest Dickerson, who he filmed Malcolm X. He filmed Do the Right Thing. Those are brilliantly shot movies. Now he's able to like use all the tricks in the horror bag. And what I love about horror movies is that you can use everything at your disposal, especially as far as cinematography goes, the lighting. You can use atmosphere, you can use fog, you can use all these cool tricks to make it look cool. You get to make a movie the way you make a music video, and it's just fucking awesome, man.
Mhm. Hells yeah.
That's a lot of start, speaking of.
Bro, what'd you think, buddy?
I thought it was dope. Just like what Robbie said, I think we didn't really mention that there's like these kind of like Pennywise or Freddy Krueger like dream type sequences, and they do a lot of cool shit with that. Like especially like with Jada Pinkett Smith,
The
and
White
hers
Room and shit.
with the white. Yeah, that Robbie, you reminded me of that with the music video. That feels like the look of that, like feels like it could be a music video, and the music in that too, which we'll probably get to. But yeah, I thought it looked great. It had a lot of purples and blues and greens. with
That makes that green work, though, right? It makes it pop. It's color theory.
Dude,
Marvel colorists need to watch this movie.
I just saw something too, and they're like 90s were huge with like the blue tint, man. Like you go through like Curse of Michael Myers, and there's like literally like
Matrix was the movie to break that.
and they all had that like blue tint, like horror.
Well, I think they're grabbing from
Creepshow.
everything.
A lot of that shit pop.
Matrix broke that with the green, and then everybody did green for a while. And now we're back in this thing where because of shit like John Wick and Atomic Blonde, everything is pink and blue. I don't know what shill would do pink and blue.
I wish they would go in and redo, not even redo, just take out all of the green lights shooting out of their eyes and stuff. A lot of that isn't needed. It would look better without it. The corniest
that's when I say things are touch and go with the practical to me. Just
to me,
that don't.
Those are optical.
That's not the practical. Like I think the practical was butthole tight. It's the CG stuff.
Or the effects.
Those
in
optical
general.
effects. But I like the blood look because that's another thing because they're using so many cool colors. When they do that red thing around the door, I think that looks cool. I mean, it looks like it's from 1985, but it works, man.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, but optical effects are practical effects, my friend. I mean, they're drawing on the film. Yeah.
I just think of
practical effects typically means done in camera.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And opticals are done.
Well, they didn't use it. They didn't use a digital computer to do it.
No,
the demons reminded me a lot of Carpenter's Fog pirates with green eyes.
I could see that.
Very, very similar effect.
They look like Lord of the Rings orcs,
right?
Also, with the hair, especially.
They look great. There could have been more of them. Right,
yeah.
Like they could have leaned more into that, but
that kid looked terrible though. Come on, guys, that kid.
Fuck the kid.
Would he transform?
The kid is the worst part of this movie. I forgot all about the kid.
He's a voice actor. He did not big a voice actor, but he has been a character in like Kingdom Hearts, and I think he was in the Iron Giant.
I don't remember kid in the whole fucking movie.
The only kid.
The little blonde kid.
You don't remember the kid?
Was
he was reading Tales from
like
the Crypt magazines.
Yeah, it was a Hanson Brothers show.
Yeah, that's reading the comic book.
I thought there was a girl.
That was a good dude.
Was there a girl in the movie up in the alley?
He says so. Jada Pinkett looks like a 12-year-old boy, and the boy looks like a girl.
I don't know.
That's cartoon. I don't know.
I saw. I'm sticking with it.
Oh, one more thing about Thomas Hayden Church, real quick. I just thought about this. I love one of my favorite lines is like, "This is for all those fucking years working at your shitty fucking minimum wage or some shit like that." When
he's going out, Boom.
No.
I love how everyone's yelling no, like they all know what's gonna happen. Like they, no.
Except for him, yeah.
Someone I watched, I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been the Horror Geek, but they were mentioning that when the power goes out, everybody freaks the fuck out. But when they get mentioned that there are demons out there, those are demons. Like the response is Thomas Hayden goes, "Demons, well, shit, just great."
The only thing I didn't like as much was it seems like every single one of these 80s and 90s movies always had supernatural forces, and the first thing they come up with for an ending to throw at the thing to get rid of it is massive amounts of ammunition and grenades and stuff, and that's a bit cliched where you
I kind of like to overcome that a bullet could kill these things because a lot of these horror movies they like this the weirdest shit that kills these things, and it just took a bullet in the eye. That's pretty cool. At least they had a fighting chance. I kind of dug that.
I almost feel like in my head canon that's like an homage to Italian horror films like Lamberto Bava's Demons, where we know about the importance of eyes in Italian horror. So the eyes are the windows of the soul. So I'm weird stretching in my mind, and I think that's
yeah, that's good thinking. I like that.
That's thinking out of the box.
Totally.
There's always something with you, Scarpet. The box.
Is that 80s box or 70s?
You say box or bush?
the box. You opened it. We came.
There was no bush in this movie. Once again, bushless. But we did get big wank and titties. So
huge titties, like 40 of them.
Think about the double entendre in that line.
There's
the box you
there.
opened it. We came. I never thought about that.
That's what I'm saying.
This movie was definitely pre-silicon, I think, or pro-silicon, or whatever. Lots of silicon was
Silicon Valley.
Right. You say silicon.
It is about a fear of technology. I do agree.
Totally.
Anyway, where were we, Dylan? What are you doing? What are we doing here?
Cinematography.
Yeah, who's next?
Burn up.
Scarphead or Steph?
I just went.
Steph.
Oh, Steph.
Yeah, I thought it was. I liked the shots. I thought it had a very like grimy, dirty feel, which I think added to it since it was like in the middle of the desert. Like everyone seemed very moist and sweaty looking a lot of the times.
Moist.
I thought the moist. I thought the camera work was really cool. Like for certain things, I don't know if they used it all the time, but like for instance, when the old dude. The old dude who's always with the scene with all the girls.
Dick Miller.
And Dick Miller. Dick Miller.
Willie.
When he walks in and he's like, the camera shot shows him open the door and he sees everything's all nice and everything. You know, at first you're like, oh shit, what's happened? But a little subtle camera trick is like when it flashes back to him, it like skews a little at angles to let you know that something's not right as an audience.
They did that quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay, but that was a cool effect. I think they let the audience in on to let him know that something's not right here. You know, because if they would have just gone to like another plain shot, some people would have just accepted it. Hey, there must have been just a party there. You know, but I think it was very crafted very well for what it is.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fable, my brother, what do you think?
I think it was good, man. I think borrowed a lot of Sam Raimi's techniques, especially early Sam Raimi with all the camera tilting and zooming and tilting and coming in that wacky kind of like, it fits the tone. Billy Zane's cool asshole tone, like, you know what I mean? It fits perfect. There's fucking this horrific demons, and he's just like serving
so casual
bar, the hat on and being.
When he pulls the sponge out of his fucking mouth, somebody said that it reminds him of like he's like an evil version of the genie from Aladdin.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or,
I can dig it.
Or the Mask. He kind of reminds me of the Mask a little bit.
For me, it was Beetlejuice, like especially with the whole punk, like he was very Beetlejuicy.
Is he always super excitable or animated? Do you guys know?
Zane?
Yeah.
Zane?
No.
What do you think of him as like a Professor
Titanic,
X or
he
a
wasn't
Marvel
like that.
role?
No.
Doctor Doom?
I'm telling you this, Lex Luthor.
Okay, I could definitely dig it. Yeah,
I could dig it.
He's a bit old now, I think, for that. But
You're
Lex
a bit
Luthor's
old,
not a young man.
Fuck up, man.
Come on
Billy
now.
Zane is Luthor. Come on, man. I want it.
yeah.
I could totally
Was
see
Jesse Eisenberg too old?
No, he was
Yeah, he was like 17, bro.
He was like
Not really, but
but yeah, man, I love I think the cinematography matched the tone. It takes what Evil Dead started and just keeps that tradition going and refines it a little bit, right? Because I think this is where like they take Ash. Like the more I think about it, I'm thinking about it in my head. It's like Ash, it's like Evil Dead, but like more refined, right? Because like Evil Dead's a little low budget, so they're finding their footing there. Here it's like more solidified. Yeah, it's on a bigger scale. And like I said, man, I think this movie is one of the early versions of this type of movie. And I think I think this guy was inspired, but I think a lot of people were probably inspired by this movie too.
There's a lot of inspiration from Return of the Living Dead too, I think.
Dude, let me just say, Billy Zane aging beautifully. He would.
Yeah, he's not a bad.
I'm looking at him.
Honestly, one of the sexiest dudes I've ever seen on screen. Man.
He looks
I'm not
great.
even kidding. I used to think when I first saw the trailer for Stephen Sommers' Mummy, I thought he was playing the mummy, and I was like, "Ah, man!" I was like, Billy Zane's got that like. Some people are born with this like. It looks like they're wearing eyeliner all the time. And it's so sexy to me.
The dude from Lost,
like,
Ricardo,
Ben Linus, yes, exactly, dude. Oh my
Titanic,
god,
bro.
That gets me going, man. That gets me going. Yeah, he got Titanic because of this movie. That's so wild. James Cameron watched this movie and was like, "That guy's my villain."
Arguably his handsomest. At his handsomest in Titanic, arguably.
And another cool fact,
is that his real hair? Do we
another cool this is what I was going to say. Another fun fact, they say this in the documentary that Dylan watched. He shows up to meet Ernest Dickerson.
That was real?
He has a briefcase. He opened it up and he goes, "So what toupee what wig do you want me to wear for this movie?"
Yeah, I thought Dylan was making a joke.
You've been wearing wigs, right? nah, man. And they're like, we want you to be bald. And this was the first movie he appeared bald.
Right.
And
Well, it's funny to
Wow.
think of because bald has become way more like in vogue these days.
Yeah. Oh
It
yeah.
wasn't back then.
It
It
was
was
not
more.
back
Yeah.
Not
If
a
you were
Billy
bald
Zane
as a
might-
you-
this movie might have been the start of white dudes being bald being cool.
Seriously,
That's
yeah.
him and Willis, bro. They're the ones who. Well, Willis kind of had the receding hairline for the longest time before he kind of just accepted it.
That's
you know?
after Billy Zane pulled it off. He was like, "Shoot."
But not
Yeah,
before
Zane was
Mr. Clean. So
I'm going to say, but
That
Bruce
is
Willis
true.
ain't near as damn sexy as Billy Zane is.
Not
Billy
at all.
Zane's,
Not
what's
at
the
all.
movie? There is some, is it Wild Cactus? There's some fucking like late night Skinamax movie that he was in that I just loved. I whatever.
Color of Night.
I got to find that one, man.
Sorry, Color of Night.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
maybe Vern can find that.
Is that on your
VH
Plex server,
VHS
Scarpad?
for you.
I'm not sure. It could be.
Maybe. I also look for Cool Runnings by with Terry Hatcher because I always loved that one when I was younger too.
That was
Hell yeah.
Billy Zane in that one.
Cool Runnings
but-
Or
is
that's just-
another one.
Robert-
With,
I know that's John Candy.
John
and,
No,
Candy.
no, no.
Cool
There's
Runnings?
another movie called Cool Running that it's. I
Oh.
think it's just Cool Running, and it's Terry Hatcher and Robert Patrick, and it's one of those late night Cinemax. And Terry Hatcher's
Oh.
gorgeous.
Yeah, Robert Patrick
Yeah.
always struck me as the poor man's Billy Zane. He really did.
He's a really poor man's Billy Zane. Let's be honest.
The,
I'm sorry, Billy Zane is sexy. He could talk me into anything. I'm just saying.
There's a reason he was in Zoolander.
Oh, dude,
Mhm.
damn you, Zane. This became a Zane love fest.
Yeah, hey.
Drives everybody.
The man's-
Zany for Zane.
Yay, Zane. Zane.
I think we got a new podcast coming out soon called Zany for Zane. Right after the Rutger Hauer Power Hour will be fun.
Still love me some Dick Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I fuck with the cinematography though as well. Like all y'all said, the blue colors with the green, it just makes the demons look badass as hell. And it definitely, the cinematography definitely plays a hand in making the practical effects look so good. Because I'm sure if they were lit, they wouldn't look as good in certain situations. That's a big part about making the practical effects look good is lighting and all that. But you guys want to get into we'll do the music and what the movie's trying to say, or the meaning, and then we'll get into the rating. So let's start this one off with Fable, my man. What do you think about the music in this, and what do you think the movie's trying to say, boss?
The music was okay. It didn't jump out at me, not like last night's Werewolf by Night music, but it was serviceable. It had that creep show, not creep show, Tales from the Crypt, that dun, 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 that
Yeah.
carnivals,
Danny Elfman.
kinda, yeah, like
Oh, shit.
So, there you go.
Yeah,
so,
you
yeah,
did.
I thought, I had said this before. When the soundtrack is good, sometimes it's not noticeable. You know what I mean? Because it's doing its job. It's getting you through the movie. The soundscape is good. As far as what it's trying to say, I don't know if this had a message, to be honest. But I guess it would be like,
Don't trust cowboys from hell.
yeah, that. And the most unlikeliest of people could be the heroes, I guess.
Mhm.
Because this guy, the way they framed him, he was on the run. He's like a criminal trying to steal a car, all this stuff. You know what I mean? And he's got Jesus Christ's blood in his goddamn pocket.
Yeah.
This guy's
we
important.
don't necessarily know his
know?
backstory. Because
Yeah,
when
you
he was
think-
asking
you think
Jada
he's a
Pinkett, like,
dirtbag.
he's like, "What'd you get arrested for?" Like, he's like, maybe because he saw something in her that
Mhm.
he had seen.
He's
in
like, I'm
himself,
not
like-
judging. I
Right,
agree.
yeah.
I feel like he was a really similar type of guy, and that's why he sees it in Jada.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Well, all you see
like,
is him being chased by Billy Zane. He could,
Mhm.
Billy Zane, obviously the first time you watch it, you might think, oh, Billy Zane's like, he could be the good guy. He's like the sheriff
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
going
no,
out
they
and
definitely frame
it's
it that
him.
way. They definitely
Yeah.
frame it like
It's
that.
that
He's
we've
the good
seen
guy.
it, so we know how this
Yeah.
plays out. So you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
they do
But
great.
yeah,
with it.
it's like
Yeah.
it's almost like a parallel to Jesus. right? And he even says it like this carpenter. He decided to give it to this carpenter. So
Right.
like this guy, I think he was a soldier in the war, 1914 or some shit like
Like
that.
the World War One,
I
yeah.
have a feeling
Yeah.
though he lived like a pretty long life. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Well,
then,
the thing is that the blood was just so to keep the keys safe. Really, the blood was just the thing they used to keep the 7 keys intact.
right.
So
Right.
the evil doesn't overtake the world, I guess.
Yeah. Heroes
So
come
then
from the unlikeliest of places.
Yeah.
Very well put.
It ends up in the hands of this girl that's an ex-con working in a rundown hotel. But she's got a good heart. You know what I mean? You know she's got a good heart. She's the one looking after the kid more than anybody. Everybody's worried about their
Everybody
ass.
in the
Where's
motel.
kid?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. Just the heroes are unlikely. You know what I'm saying.
You just can't get
Right.
guacamole stains out of the sheets, man. That's all.
God damn it.
So are they trying to say
Well,
Thomas
that's
Jane
it.
Seaman is green? Weird.
No, that's the Demon Knights or Billy Zane's.
Oh, maybe Billy Zane had already been up in there. I get what you're saying.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
that scene where he's like
It's getting up in them.
pissing on her
grits.
with a demon.
The
Power or
box.
whatever.
You opened it. We came. Billy Zane.
He's a strong motherfucker too. He had like a boat battery there getting zapped by. That was a huge ass battery. That wasn't just a
Using-
little
Oh,
thing,
fucking
right?
did.
No sex shaming.
Stuff. What do you mean?
I'll be honest with you guys. I did not really notice the music beyond the theme, which was dope as shit. And the theme, I have nothing.
There you go. That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I appreciate the honesty.
Right, yeah. It's just so raw.
You could have just went
that.
speechless like Scarpad did last night.
Come back to me.
I was flummoxed.
Come back to me.
Flummoxed.
I like it.
Well, I think the theme is, basically it's eternal. It's the conflict between eternal evil and eternal good. Being handed down through time, and then coming into the hands of normal people to save humanity from eternal darkness.
Legacies.
Yeah.
Legacies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
That's my
and-
thing.
and these
No
people who are in the house can look like they're almost like the 7 disciples of Latter-day Times, because that's all these guys were the disciples by the cross there during the crucifixion. They become the 7 people guarding the realm, and it comes down to 1.
That's the origin of the Dragon Balls.
Yes.
Right? Shit. You guys
Damn.
you connecting the dots over here.
And only one could survive, and unfortunately it was Jada Pinkett fucking Smith. I would have, if I was doing a movie, I would have
Like Werewolf by
let's-
Night
let's-
yesterday. There could only be one.
I would have had, okay, screw CC Pounder, Dick Miller. I would have made Dick Miller the Ultimate Crusader. Give the guy something.
The fucking lush. The fucking
toss him a
60-year-old
bone.
lush.
Toss him a bone before he croaks off, because Dick Miller, he's earned it. You know,
He's
he
past his
Sure, he
prime.
wanted a party with a little whiskey and big-breasted babes. There's nothing wrong with that. We all do.
He's gonna take
It
a
doesn't-
plane
it doesn't-
to New York.
But it doesn't
with his
mean that
wife
we
and,
don't want to.
help
It
them.
doesn't mean that we don't want to like save the earth and save the world and save humanity. There's time for that later on, after the big breasted babes are gone. And let Dick
How
Miller-
much time? How much time?
How much time?
He's
But
been sitting on. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the theme, and I think they pulled it off. Good movie.
For
Next.
sure.
Yeah.
Next.
Good music.
Go to next week. I'm with Steph with the music. I had to keep on being like, oh yeah, I should pay attention. And I was watching it with headphones on the whole time. So it wasn't, it was like, just like you guys said, when a lot of times, unless it's something really, really fucking unique, you
Yeah,
don't
or
necessarily
bad.
notice, or if they're
Yeah.
like, they have to intentionally have a quiet scene that's just music. Like Halloween, you can't help but notice the score the
Right.
whole time.
Building
Stuff
up,
like
yeah.
that. But I did notice it in Jada Pinkett's dream sequence. I don't know, just because she's like a young black female, they go
The
to
way the
like
music
some, like
kicked in,
TLC,
Yeah.
some
Mm.
like
fucking-
808s.
yeah,
It
funky little bass line with some drums. and
was
shit.
it was very 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was what I noticed. I thought was solid as far as the theme. Just to add on to what Scarpad was saying, well, two things. There's like the default state of humanity is hell. It is like the middle, it takes regular people constantly battling evil, because if we're not all trying to not be pieces of shit, that is the default state of humanity. You look at history, it was terrible.
Savages.
So
yeah.
we've all regular people got to make sure that the demons don't take over, more or less. And then the other bit, back to Jada, and this is like the bit that I love the whole movie, but when she got given the key, like, I loved that, because it goes to show you don't have to be perfect. You can be flawed, but as long as you make the right decisions at the crucial moments, then you're getting through the pearly gates, more or less. She redeemed herself in that moment. So, yeah, I thought it was good, solid thematically, for sure.
Redemption is more than just the U.S. criminal justice system.
Right.
Yeah. I just want to say that I'm incredibly disappointed in all of you for not noticing the fucking music.
boy.
The brilliant music from Edward Sherman.
This guy has never had a score he didn't fucking love.
Let me tell you
Right.
something. Edward Sherman did amazing work on movies such as Species 2. Cruel. I'm not
I thought
fucking
you were
around.
going to say
That movie
Species.
blew.
Cruel
No.
Intentions. Cruel Intentions.
Cruel
Blue
Intentions is
Streak.
good.
Blue
Great
Streak.
movie.
It's the movie
Okay,
with
that was a
Martin
great-
about a cop that's
Blue
not.
Streak.
You remember that?
I
You
love
don't
Blue
gotta
Streak. Martin
explain
Lawrence.
Blue
Yeah.
Streak.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Charlie's
Big
Angels.
Pizza, baby.
I love
Charlie-
that.
I can't remember any music from it. I love it.
Charlie, hold on. Charlie's Angels, K-Pax, Count of Monte Cristo, Johnny English.
Come on, Charlie's Angels
Charlie's
2000.
Angels 2, Laws of Attraction, Sky Captain. That movie sucked. The remake of Bad News Bears.
The idea
And
was-
this is for Manny, the composer of the score of Skeleton Key. But here's the thing.
So, a bunch
Here's
of
the
The
thing.
Kate Hudson
You're proving the
classic.
Hold
point.
on. Here's the thing. He also did all of the music for Masters of Horror, the Showtime
The
series.
Showtime. Okay.
And that theme is memorable. Here's what I think about this music. It's got that classic horror vibe. It's ethereal and ghostly, but also it's also powerful. And it's driving, it's menacing. It's actually really good. Because it does its job in a non-obvious way, it does sink into the background.
What
But
this saying goes?
when you listen to it isolated, it's pretty good. But here's the other thing I'm disappointed, y'all. This movie starts with Filter, "Hey man, nice shot." Nobody mentioned that? Come on.
That was a good song.
Right? And okay, let's get into the actual soundtrack. How about Pantera doing Cemetery Gates? That song is fucking dope. And then Machine Head doing My Misery, Demon Night. Holy cow. Diadems by Megadeth. You got the Rollins band in here, but nobody wants to mention 1-800-Suicide by the Gravediggers. Come on, that is all up in this, man. And it is so good. The soundtrack is amazing. The score is solid.
If you do your
disappointed,
job
y'all.
right, no one knows you're doing it at all.
Exactly. And
I did notice
I
one.
want to be the one to say, station to Edward Sherman, man. Masters of Horror has one of the best fucking themes out there with the blood drops and all that shit. Come on,
Masters
man.
of Horror is great.
Dude,
Yeah, I'll give you that.
when Billy Zane started whistling the theme at the end, I noticed that. That was good music.
Mm.
Yeah. And dude, Gravediggers, man. That song, like 1-800-Suicide. You know how many people want to suicide? Come on, man. Come on, y'all.
I never even fucking heard of that.
Listen to the soundtrack. It's on YouTube. You'll like it, man. That Pantera song is the shit, dude.
Well,
So
the
is the
Pantera
Machine-
song, bro.
So is the Machine Head song, man.
I really like the Jada Pinkett
Oh,
one.
and as far as
in the dream
themes,
sequence.
you guys are really hitting the nail on the head, but I got to look at it and go, so this is a demon movie. What are the main core themes of demon movies? This plays right along. Number one, temptation. We all have our demons and vices inside. Everybody is being tempted. Some give in to the temptation. Some don't, right? So for instance, Irene does not give in to the temptation. And one of my favorite bits is when she holds up her like severed arm and he goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm giving you the fucking finger."
Right.
Like, that's great, bro. That's great. And then
I love he says, "I'll be back."
yeah, and then the other people like Thomas Hayden Church and the lady that plays the local prostitute, like, or sex worker. I'm sorry, we're sex positive here. You know, they give into those temptations, right? So there's that. So temptation, we all have our demons, and then how do we deal with demons inside? How do we deal with our temptations? It's about sacrifice. We all must lose to gain. That is the point. Jada Pinkett Smith is the core of that. What she's learning from Breaker, which is Sadler's character, is it doesn't take the most righteous, virtuous person. It takes somebody who knows that they need to do what's right for other people. And we all, every single one of us, in order to excel, we have to sacrifice something. You must lose to gain. Yes, it's a little biblical, but some of that shit still resonates.
Rings
And
true.
this
It all
does too.
resonates. Oh, yeah.
And unlike Ghostbusters, or should I say kind of like Ghostbusters, it's about answering the call. When the call comes, it will come to all of us, and we can deny that call. And if you've studied Joseph Campbell, if you've studied the hero's journey, you know that answering the call is always the first step, and shit goes wrong. That's what happens to Jada in this movie. They could have maybe had they could have written that character better to thread it through more. However, Billy Zane stole the fucking show from everybody else. You can't fault that, right? Like, if anything, this movie needed more Billy Zane. But that's what it's about. It's about temptation. We all have our demons. It's about sacrifice. You got to lose to gain. You got to answer that call when it comes, bro. You got to give up something to have something even greater.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Another solid analysis.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. And that music's good. Y'all listen to that soundtrack.
I thought it was good. I just didn't notice it.
I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Just 'cause
I
didn't
did
notice.
Masters of
Thank
Horror
God
in a
it was
cave.
talked about the fucking intro because you all know.
Yeah, but he did
I
PAX.
love the
I
intro.
can't remember the music in that.
Oh, yeah, Dylan.
You don't remember the Tales from the Crypt intro music, Fable?
No. He said
He was
that
talking about K-Pax. He was talking about K-Pax.
So I
Nobody
K-Pax
should
with
remember
David.
the music.
Probably
Nobody
Spacey.
should remember anything about K-Pax. Let's be honest.
I love how
I'm just saying.
Jeff
Robbie, you
Bridges,
listed
Kevin
off like
Spacey.
20 movies that are definitely not known for their music. You're like,
my
I was like,
bad.
Kevin Spacey's the
It was the
best.
best.
K-Pax is Kevin Spacey,
Yeah,
right?
Kevin, that wasn't a bad
That was
movie.
great.
No, it was a good movie. I just
you
necessarily
didn't
don't
hear
remember the
fucking
score.
on K-Pax, dude?
You're right.
I'm
What's
sorry, y'all
wrong
don't.
with you?
I mean, the score of K-Pax is no score to Skeleton Key, but it's still.
No,
I mean,
was
the director's cut of
Oh, but
K-Pax
it
with
is.
the
Was
fucking
Kevin Spacey
Goblin
in
score is
Skeleton
pretty
Key?
damn good.
the European cut of K-Pax. Holy
Spacey
shit.
and what?
Could you imagine if Goblin would have scored this shit? That would have been awesome, man.
Hell yeah,
It
what?
would have been like boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, bam, bam, demons.
But dude,
Well, I heard that Spacey is going to be working with
incredible.
Argento over in Europe pretty soon.
I'm glad at least Robbie is here to hype up the score because
He
it
loved
is so fucking good, man. And man, yeah, I would just say, the fight of like good versus evil of, like basically he's like a demon knight, but in a way, he's like a fucking I mean, he's a demon knight, but he's also like a soldier of God too.
Yeah, he's
you
like
know
a
what I mean?
crusader.
It's like the oldest fight there is, good
Since the
versus
dawn of time.
evil, and evil is trying to take over the world as always, and someone's got to prevail, and the chosen one, like Robbie said, is he or she gonna answer that call? But this movie is absolutely phenomenal. I love everything this movie does. I love everything the show did and the sequel that we got with Corey Feldman. I just love this entire series and the crazy zaniness and the wildness and just totally going for it and not being afraid to just be like, this is what we are and we're gonna fucking.
Well,
slap
I
people
think
with
you hit a thing on the head there, Dylan.
music.
I think you hit it on the head because it could have been very easy for them to come out because the show was on HBO and go PG-13
Easy.
and go real just straight mainstream. They could have done that easy, but they didn't. This movie, that's why when I watched it again, it surprised me how gory and how much effects it had
HBO.
because
It is so faithful.
No.
It's like I would
Because
believe that the exact creators of the show made this movie because it feels exactly like the show.
but it takes a step up to a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I expected
They
it to
go
be a lot.
like they go Hollywood.
I thought it'd be cheesier. You know what I mean? I just I
Yeah.
know I loved it as a
Obviously.
kid, but I expected
Well,
way more
that's
cheese.
where Bordello of Blood comes in.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I would say definitely Creep Show was cheesier than this.
Right.
Creep, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's a meteor shit,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's
Well,
the bit
this
that I don't
movie
And then you get,
gets a
what
lot
is-
of its stuff from Creep Show. If you the
It
colors,
does.
everything
It
you're
does.
saying, yeah, it gets a
Right,
lot of
right.
it from Creep Show.
the look and
Yeah.
feel for sure.
Oh, dude, y'all, no, I fucking love all those. Are incredible. Yeah, dude, I definitely want to do the freaking Bordello of Blood 2 one day.
Definitely.
We'll definitely get to all the Tales from the Crypt, no doubt. But Yeah. So y'all want to get into the rating then?
Do it.
Out of 1 to 5, anyone who's in the chat wants to throw your rating down below. Let us know what you think. Fable, you want to kick us off, brother?
Yeah, man. I'll go 4 slips for Demon Knight. Very enjoyable, fun, like you said, fun horror adventure. It's got some for all the people that are fans of 80s horror, like you guys said, the practical effects. If you love that stuff, you're gonna get it here. And if you just love fun movies like From Dusk Till Dawn and Zombieland and things like that, these horror adventure movies, man, this is like one of the first ones, man. So definitely four slips for this one. Solid.
I love that too, because this almost, I can feel the from Dusk Till Dawn in this. It almost feels like it starts just like directly at the titty twister instead of like, how you get the road trip to the titty twister. This one
similar themes.
They're in there 5 minutes in instead of half
great,
hour for
great title
minutes,
for a movie, Road Trip to the Titty Twister. I think.
And one's a titty bar, the other one's a hotel. One's demons, one's vampires. Very similar.
And one is a tornado themed theme.
They both though have
the titty
really
twist.
cool looks though. Like I mean, that hotel, like, and they say it's like built on an old
graveyard
or something.
To your point, Dylan, it was at 24 minutes when he punches dude through the head, which is fuck. I tend to like take a note of like, okay, when did like the twist happen in movies? And how long did it take them to build all the characters? Yeah. They did all that in 24 minutes and then kicked it off. That's great. Yeah.
And I'd say he's at the hotel within about 5 minutes. I'd say 5.
Yeah, the whole movie's only an hour and 32 minutes. I'm surprised.
It's paced. Incredibly.
Yeah.
So
that's all you need, bro. You know how to tell a good story. But you see how you just said that? That's what you want. You want people to say that. Just like we said that last night about Werewolf by Night. Cut off just at the right point where you're like, I would have loved to see more of that. Well,
don't overstay your welcome.
Movie, oh yeah. It's one of the biggest compliments I think you can give a movie is saying I wanted more.
Right.
Yep.
Solid 4. Steph, my man, what do you think, bro?
I'm gonna go with Fable as a solid 4. Very fun. He said the best fun horror experience, adventure horror. That it's just a good time. Good hour and 30 minutes. Enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Scarpad, my man.
I'm gonna go 4.25. I really like this movie. I thought this. There wasn't really a lot in the 90s. There was Scream and there was this, but we started getting more of the what I did last summer. I saw what you did type things. So this was kind of on the wane.
Like this in the 90s.
This was on the wane of practical effects, and I think until you saw some of the stuff coming in 2000, like Hostel and some of the other stuff that we saw, that we started getting back to true horror movies as opposed to more like teenage stuff. So this is definitely the end of an era, I think, in the 90s. So 4.25 for me. Good movie.
Boom.
Nice. Oh yeah.
4.25.
I'll go with Scarpad. 4.25 for me as well, dude. It's fire as hell. Way better than I thought it was going to be, and I'm tempted to go higher, but I don't want. I want to get crazy, but I didn't expect to enjoy it nearly as much. But it was a ton of fun. I did want to mention because I wanted to mention earlier about Billy Zane. I don't know how many of you guys have read the Dark Tower series or seen The Stand. You guys have all seen The Stand. Zane, the character he plays in this, it's pretty much Walter Flagg or Randall Flagg, Walter O'Din. It's like he's the walking dude. You know what I mean? And it even got that whole the man in black, Fred across the desert, the gunslinger follow, but it's in the reverse order. There are these two dudes chasing each other. So tells you.
Nice.
Dude, if the Dark Tower ended like this, instead he just starts over. Never mind. Spoilers. Sorry. He just starts
over. 4.25 from Brian. Robbie.
Yeah. I always want to be conservative. I want to be the good critic here, but it's fucking Horror Fest, man. And Billy Zane sets this one over. I'm gonna go 4.69, dude. Fucking love this movie. Love this movie. Yeah. It's fantastic. Like I said, it's incredibly fun. It's 90s horror in the style of the 80s. Great effects, great style. It knows what horror fans want. and it's delivering it. Great performances, beautifully shot, amazing special effects, very gory for 1995 for a mainstream film, right? Made some money on a low budget, and I love it. I thought it was great, man. The music, by the way, slaps. Y'all need to listen to that Pantera song. I'm telling you, man. But 4.69, man. I've this is an every year watch for me now, man. 100%.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I love to hear that. And man, I could not fucking agree more. And sometimes me and Robbie might disagree, but not on this one. 4.69. And it's a close 5, bro. It's not perfect. I'm not gonna lie on that. I'm not gonna sit here and go too crazy and say it's a perfect 5. But it's fucking damn near close because I can, like Robbie said, this is an every year for me. I can watch this. And the show holds up. Everything that the show and these movies mean to me, it can go 5 easy, but I'm going to be critically acclaimed, and I'll go 4.69. You know?
Oh, I get it. I get it. It was Jada Pinkett that brought it down from a 5. Huh?
Right. Well, I'll say, dude, like in my head the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, this might be a fucking 5. That ending is what, like, damn it, that like was the big enough ding. Like I just thought it was Billy Zane was too corny at that moment, and the way they telegraphed it, like we mentioned earlier, that was the biggest fault of the whole movie.
Easy.
Yeah, it's almost like they couldn't figure out a way for it to end.
Right.
That would make sense.
Because the eyes, they cut the eyes thing off for him. You couldn't kill him like that. So it's like, well, how do you kill him then?
If they had like 25K more, he in an ideal situation would have turned into a big fucking demon.
Well, he did kind of.
He did, but yeah, just you see, they only I was thinking about that.
Is what I'm, yeah, you're right.
Someone spent hours and hours making that thing, and they showed it for a half a second, and took it away. It's like that's a shame.
Oh yeah, man, we're getting some high praises. 5 slips, 1 for each point on the pentagram from Billy. We got 4.5 from Sammy. We got a 4.69 from Two Gun. Man, we got some. I knew this one was gonna. When we announced this, a lot of people were going crazy for this one. What up, Billy? And we get a 5 from Chamorro, aka 5.69, and my little bro Ev gave it a 4 1/4 as well. So we got 4.5 as well from Kirby. So we got 2 4s from Stefan Fable. We got 2 4 1/4s from Scarpet and Burn, and 2 4.69s from me and Robbie, 4.5 from Kirby, a 5 from Chamorro, 4 1/4 from Evan. Let's see, 4.5 from Sam, 4.69 from Two Gun, and 5 from Bobby. So let's see, that's an average score of straight up 4.69, baby.
Nice.
It really is. It really is. It really worked this time.
On the panel, it was a 4.3. That's a high ass rating for everyone. So this was a great.
Would you guys notice? You know, when you're in science class and they're like everybody like pair up. We all paired up tonight. Like me and Dylan are a team. Steph and Fable are a team. Scarpad and
in a row.
Are a team. Yep, exactly.
You're my lab buddy, Scarpad.
This movie earns its
Dylan,
respect.
you gotta dissect the frog, Dylan. I'm not gonna do it, okay?
I was gonna say the same fucking joke, Robbie. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Come on, dap me, Burn, Burn, dap me, Bro, the other way.
What the fuck are you talking about? That's it.
Like that.
I'm here.
I'm there.
What are you
reaching
the wrong way?
No,
I don't get it. Oh.
There you
That's
Jesus Christ, bro. That's why you're not my lab partner, man.
Fuck. I thought you were
Dylan had it from the beginning, right?
If you would have
you fucked up that time
correctly dabbed.
I had it right the first time, and I just double guessed myself.
I didn't mean that bullshit. I just meant like that. Just dap me. Never mind. Whatever.
Well, fist bump. So that concludes the Tales from the Crypt Demon Night review. Dude, hell of a review, man. Show and tell time, no doubt. Next week, what will we be reviewing? But before we go into next week's next Saturday show, this Monday, Robbie will be reviewing, and I hopefully will be able to join it. Hopefully, don't have stupid overtime. We'll be doing the 90s Japanese film Audition.
Oh.
by Takashi Miike. Fantastic film. It's 90s weekend basically here on Horror Fest, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie slaps, bro. I cannot wait to talk about this movie.
Domi arigato.
Hell yeah, dude. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And then what the fuck do I got the week after that?
The
The
Witch.
bitch.
Look at the scream.
The
Is it the
bitch.
The
I'm
vid.
so curious for that one,
dude.
dude.
Damn, bro, we're already like, dude, we only have like The Witch, and
It.
then something else, and then Pumpkinhead. I think
It chapter 2.
it chapter 1 and 2, and then
One,
Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Wow,
I'm
bro.
sorry.
So
Yeah.
2 more shows after The Witch. Wow.
Well, there's more PCP movie nights too, but
Oh yeah. Well, I
I'm
mean,
super
it's
excited for next week because I have not watched this movie. So
The
I'm
Witch,
really pumped. Really
Yeah.
pumped.
Haven't
Oh
seen
hell
it
yeah,
yet.
dude! I'm really curious to see what not just you think, but everybody that's going to be here.
I know it's a darling, right? And
Well, it's
so
the one
far,
that's got
every
mixed reviews.
every
Yeah.
A24 film that we've done that has been highly recommended, Hereditary, Midsummer, those movies have worked for me. Green Room, which we covered on Monday, the winner of the poll,
sweet.
right? So I'm excited, and I've never seen a Robert Eggers film. I know he's about to do a remake of Nosferatu, and he just did he just do The Northman, and he also did Lighthouse. So
Yeah.
now I'm going to watch The Witch, and that's going to lead me into these other films. So I'm really anticipating some cool stuff. I hope I like it.
This one's way different than the other A24 films that you mentioned. So it's hells yeah.
Yeah, man. I hope Halloween Ends is good, Garcia, but I did really fucking enjoy Barbarian and Terrifier too. Those were so good.
And I
So
enjoyed Werewolf by Night and Hellraiser. So I would it's been a
yeah.
great week for horror. And
Yeah,
then
it's
on
been good, man.
Thursday on
Oh,
Shudder, the new Dario Argento movie debuts. So
Nice,
Yeah.
Did
nice.
anybody watch Child's Play? The first episode was okay. It wasn't bad.
It was
I
okay.
liked it.
I was a little.
It's a little.
I was a little let down. I'll be honest, because they called it
Alright.
Halloween 2, and the Halloween episode was the best one last year. And they
Yeah.
briefly touched on Halloween.
Well, it's getting a bit
They can
ridiculous.
do
too.
Halloween
These
again,
kids,
though.
these kids have been around like 80 bodies by now. They wouldn't just be going to a.
Right. Have you ever seen
Well,
any of the
religious
Chucky
spread.
movies? Because they're all ridiculous. I don't know what you're talking about.
Without spoiling anything, my
What?
biggest beef is that they set up this whole thing with these millions of Chuckies at the end of it, at end of season 1, and then they kind of just decided, that seems complicated. Let's just do away with that.
I don't
right
think
away.
Well, that's the
I don't
Halloween
think that's.
2
I
where
don't
it
think we've seen the
continues
end of that
exactly
yet.
where
no.
the last season left
Yeah,
off.
I
it's
think,
coming
like,
back. That shit's coming back.
It's
You
coming
think
back.
so?
Andy's not dead. That's all coming back.
No
next
way.
season.
Yeah, Andy's
know
not
Tilly's
dead.
still
Kyle's
involved.
not dead. They're both in
Yeah.
hiding, and they're gonna pop out.
Okay.
There's a
you-
reason why they're like,
Okay.
we never found Andy's body.
Yeah, if
Right,
you don't
right.
see
Yeah.
They
somebody
wait,
die,
dude. They
not
just
dead.
use them as like glorified cameos. Like they're
Which-
gonna wait for the ending of the show, and they're gonna come back where like Andy's been like healing or some shit.
Well,
so
the thing I do notice about this, and it's probably Brad Dourif's age, is he's not projecting as much in the Chucky. I thought he was a little light in the voice this time.
dude, he's incredible.
Probably
You're
because
out
But
of
I
your
understand.
mind,
I mean,
Barbad,
as
I'm
you
sorry.
get older, though, he might not
Yeah.
be able to like go as like batshit crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why they got his daughter, man, because she's going to be able to carry that legacy, and I love it. I'm all there for it.
How is she gonna carry the legacy?
Because she's
can't-
possessed by Chucky, and her like impression of him is pretty
Oh.
fucking spot on,
Oh
man.
yeah,
I was gonna say she can't.
For
do
what it is, but I don't think she'll be
Yeah,
able
I
to
was
do
like,
the
it's
you know what I
fair.
mean?
Nobody
she can't
can
do
do
the
Chucky's
Chucky
voice.
voice.
Oh, she should do it. I don't give a shit what y'all say.
That's another voice they need to give up the rights to that voice. Don Coscarelli needs to get that voice.
I'm sure he will.
Don Coscarelli just needs to call fucking Clancy Brown. We all know that. That's what he needs to do. I was thinking today too, though, because I was watching some history of horror. Tobin Bell would make a good tall man if they wanted somebody
Yeah,
else.
oh,
Yeah.
definitely. But I really hope Halloween Ends is good, man. But
Hey, can I just say something on the Halloween note? That's just my thankfulness for DHS and PCP. I had the greatest movie watching experiences of my fucking life a couple nights ago, and it's a movie that I've seen 500 fucking times, but I had never. Halloween's like one of my favorite movies of all time. I've seen it a million times, just like I'm sure all of you guys have. But to experience the movie after watching Deep Red and watching Black Christmas and all these movies that I would never have watched without this, seeing everything that led up to that and then watching it was a completely different experience. and they just like it blew my mind again for like the 100th time. So it's just like it's worth it to go back and watch everything that led up to that for sure.
Hell yeah!
Really,
I would also
really
want to throw in. There's a French film called Diabolique. That's really good.
I've started that and then never watched it. But
that's why I want to
Bay
watch
of
this
Blood.
movie for that reason. Because it's like I want to see the movie that led up to a lot of the other movies, and Demon Knight is one of those.
Hell yeah!
It's the Return of the Living Dead of the '90s, straight up. Like honestly, I mean, it is. There's nothing else that has that fun party horror vibe in the '90s, except for like maybe some of the direct-to-video stuff in the early '90s, maybe.
Yeah. Night of the Demons is fantastic. That's early '90s.
I fucking love that.
That's still '80s, so
I think it's.
Who's got
88.
stuff for show and tell tonight?
Yeah.
Everyone? Does everyone got something? Nothing? Stuff? Okay, you got anything? Nothing this week?
Nah. I mean, I got comic books, but
I'll just show you that I bought this that you told me to buy, Dylan.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
You got a different cover than mine too.
Did I? It's a dope cover. I was complaining to Dylan that there wasn't these aren't streaming anywhere. So $12 you get Hellraiser 3 through you get 6 Hellraiser movies.
3 through 8, right?
Dude, I'm so pissed though that they put Inferno on its own disc. Hell on Earth should have its own fucking disc. But yeah, this is mine.
I do have a Hell on Earth on my own disc. I got the
Arrow.
Arrow.
Yeah, because you have I gotta pick that. See, the thing is, I wish they sold. Do they sell Hell on Earth just by itself? Because I don't want to buy the whole Region B box set.
They did, but that one went out of print or something shit. Like a lot of the Arrow ones in the US went out of print, but that's why I bought
I'll
that
get
one.
the Region B. I can get the Region B one. I
don't know what it's
I bought by itself.
Yeah, I bought that like a year and a half ago, so I don't know what it's like.
You
but
bought the box set.
I bought the box set. Yeah, I bought the trilogy
box set because I already have the first two.
You need that box, brother. Trust me.
Yeah, Hell on Earth is awesome.
But I don't though.
Hell on Earth is one of the. I mean, it's compared to other Hellraiser films, it's not that much of a weird stretch. But like the CD dude and the video camera dude, I fucking love it. The guy that likes to fuck everybody gets drilled in his head over and over and over and over. Oh my god!
Who wants to launch us off then for show and tell?
I go.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, boy.
I go quick here. I love these. These came out from Sideshow in a box set on DVDs a few years back, and now a company called Trick or Treat Studios is putting out all these little mini busts of the famous monsters. And when I saw these, I love the other ones so much, and these boxes are just absolute fire.
Nice.
So there's
that's from Sideshow, or no? That's from a different company.
This is from Trick or Treat Studios. Here's the creature.
Very
nice. Okay.
And this is a great Frankenstein.
Fuck yeah.
I love it when the eyes go up in the head like that.
Yeah.
Well, we got from Cheney Entertainment, we got the original Phantom of the Opera. Look at that.
That's sick.
Fuck yes.
That looks good, yeah.
And these are just little mini busts. I like the boxes so much, I may not even take them out of there. I don't know. And
I thought you liked big busts, not mini busts.
Of course, gotta have the Wolfman and look at that face.
Now you got Bush. Look at that.
I tell you what, dude, I wish that window went up a little bit higher. It bugs me that they cut the top of the forehead off.
Yeah, I know. Well, pretty soon we won't even have windows in there, so
right.
Just love it when you got it. And then finally, the Mummy. There's the Mummy.
Nice.
And then I got.
What do those cost, buddy? What?
They're pretty pricey, like $25 each.
Oh, that's not bad.
Shit.
And then I got this Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice.
Oh, that's dope.
Dope figure.
Very nice.
Fire.
I was able to find that. Kind of cool.
Very cool.
And then Playmates, who was big in the 90s with Star Trek stuff, is re-releasing the figures, but I got the ship. So there's the Enterprise, the classic Enterprise from 1966. With all the sound effects.
Hell yeah.
Kind of cool. All right, and as far as movies go, I got a little bit of a stack here. I had to get this after seeing Terrify. I got even though it's a DVD, All Hallows Eve and Hallows Eve 2, Terrifier 2, if you guys get a chance when that comes on, that is going to be the new franchise. This second
that's
movie,
the new guy.
This second movie solidifies Art the Clown up there with Freddy and Jason. The first movie didn't because it really was just random kills. This has all the random kills. Plus, it adds a mythology, another side character,
Mm.
and
The final girl.
and a final girl, and it is
Yep.
2 hours and 20 minutes. But I tell you,
Wow.
there's not much you can lose. There's like one sequence I thought they could have got rid of, but man, every bit of that movie is just, and it has such a certain air to it. I love it. I can't.
Terrifier thinks it's goddamn the MCU all of a sudden. Jesus Christ.
That's a long
And then
movie for a slasher.
I thought this movie was underrated from
It's
Disney.
so
It's
good,
not.
though, bro.
I agree.
Oh, I believe it. I believe
It's
it.
not the book, but man, they should have did more of these.
I agree.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I got this week from Vinegar Syndrome, a movie called Trauma. Dario
Nice.
Argento
Fuck yeah, dude.
just came out. And,
Dude, you got
With
the
the
slip.
slip.
I bought my shit on Amazon, so I didn't get the slip.
And
I'm
the
so
Oh, that's
slip.
so dope.
and the slip is so
Nice.
good on these.
Nice.
I tell you. And I tell you, the stars in this movie, I'm surprised. He really works with some big people.
Don't be expecting too much from that one, but it's good.
Well, and then I picked this up from the Shout Factory sale. Paul Nassi, of course, the Italian, Spanish actually, Wolfman.
Nice.
This has 5 movies: Horror Rises from the Tomb, Vengeance of the Zombies, Blue Eyes of the Broken Doll, Human Beasts, and Night of the Werewolf. And then this one has Hunchback of the Morgue, a dragonfly for each corpse. That sounds great. Devil's Possessed, The Werewolf and the Yeti, and Exorcism. So 10 movies in those. Then I got the horror Frankenstein.
Nice.
Nice. I thought about getting that. I need that one still.
Not actually one of the best movies in the series, but if you're a completist. I didn't have this, and I saw it for like $7. American Psycho on
Oh,
4K.
That's a
nice.
steal.
So I picked that up on
Oh,
4K.
dude, I
no,
gotta get that.
no slip, unfortunately.
Where did you get it for $7?
Don't just stare at it.
On
Eat it.
Amazon.
I got on Amazon for 7. I think it's up to 11 again. But
Wow, that's a steal, dude.
American Psycho. And this movie I saw was one of the original video nasties. Me and Dylan want to sit down and watch this. Night of the Demon. It's actually about Bigfoot. And it came out in 1980. This is a 7 movie, also really nice slip cover.
Hell yeah.
All raised print. And this, I started watching a few minutes of this. This is within 5 minutes. We have tit, ass, bush, and arms being whipped off. So highly recommended. And I mean, watch it.
Heads roll, arms roll, Sasquatch.
And then this week I also got my Army of Darkness Steelbook from Shout.
Yeah,
4K
boy.
Ultra Blu-ray.
Yeah, boy. Let's
They're
go.
gonna make us all buy Army of Darkness like 20 times. In
20
our lives,
20
aren't they?
fucking times. Yeah,
I will
absolutely.
do it all 20 times.
Another movie I loved as a youth, Grace Stoke, The Legend of Tarzan with Christopher Lambert.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. Fucking the Highlander, man. Hell
The
yeah.
Highlander with Apes. Good movie. And then these all came out in individual releases, so I got most of them. Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home in 4K. I love the original artwork in these boxes.
Dude, those slips are awesome.
The Wrath of Khan,
Hell yeah. Let's go.
the motion picture,
The motion
Oh, that's
picture.
nice.
Fuck yeah.
and
Nice.
the director's cut. And
Well, you had to buy those separately?
well, I bought that box set, but I tell you, the box set's a little different than what's in it for the. So I like them separately. Yes.
I
It's
hate it when they're
better.
like,
aren't they in like those like slip-in
Paper
cases?
fucking sleeves.
Yeah,
and stuff.
dude, those single releases.
And then
No,
I got
they're
my
not like that.
I got my 4K Fright Night. Came in this
nice.
week. My
Fuck yeah.
Steelbook.
Great movie.
And finally,
We covered 1 and 2 last year for Horror Fest.
I
Quick
picked
plug.
this up. This is the 5 movie collection of Phantasm on Blu-ray.
That's what Vern needs to pick up.
And that's everything for this week.
Dude, Phantasm's one of my favorites, man. That's a good one.
Hey, did you see that, Vern? That collection of Phantasm Scarpack got?
Yeah, you can get it at Walmart for like $20.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's what I need. Perfect.
Nah, bro. This don't come like that. This is the one you're talking about?
That's the one I got. That's the one I got.
Yeah, that's
this-
the
that's
four.
He's talking about the new one.
Yeah, the new 4K box set.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
Blu-ray.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those are amazing, dude.
Yeah.
That-
Did
you
you
got
ever
the-
have those Scarpack?
Fable, you got the next gen one?
Yeah, those are the
Black one?
next gen hasn't come out in 4K yet, but
Dude, can I ask you guys something since I have you guys all here? You're knowledgeable about this shit, and anybody in the chat. I'm looking for a NECA of the 1978 Halloween that has this style box? Does anybody know?
They did Halloween
Yeah,
2. They didn't do the
78
first.
now. It's
Okay,
only Halloween 2.
Okay, all right, then I'll just
It's like
chill.
it's like a rights issue where they like a lot of the
Universal
stuff
owns
always says
Halloween 2.
Halloween 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Halloween 2 is like 2 and 3 are owned by Universal. Then Dimension picked it up at 6, and then 4 and 5 are owned by the same company that owns 1. So it is a rights issue.
So we're probably not gonna get it.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you this: the Michael Myers from Halloween 2, that NECA figure is dope as shit.
Oh no, I was checking it out, but if I have the option, I would rather, you know what I mean?
I get it, but this one comes with the pumpkin though, right? Where it splits open and it's got the fucking, you've seen
Dude,
it.
the
Man,
Halloween 2 is off. And NECA figure is
I get what you're saying though. I want one without the bullet wounds, right? Like I'd like to see that. But.
Yeah, I would look because even the classic look would be a different looking.
The mask would be different. It'd be cleaner.
Yeah,
and even the cover, I just want that Halloween,
I know that there is a figure like that, but it's like it might be a sideshow or
there's
something.
a figure that comes in like a different package that doesn't have the same box that I think is a NECA 7-inch. It says 1978, but it's a different thing. But okay, cool.
They also got the 2-pack. It's the same figure with some different accessories that comes with Donald Pleasance.
I know, dude.
It's like $80. Their NECA figures are getting too expensive, man.
Yeah, they're going up.
Yeah,
they're like $40 basically.
Seems like I'm jumping in at a shitty time.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
All right. So I do this show every Monday night over at the EXP_the experience here on YouTube, where I gather with Dynamic Forces, our friends at Dynamite, and me and Rex. We have a great time talking with our friends John, and we sell a lot of cool collectibles and sketches and shit like that. So recently we've been able to have Mariano Nicieza, who is the brother of Fabian Nicieza. And Fabian's a writer. Mariano is an artist. So he's been doing a bunch of sketch covers that he's been coloring. The sketch covers are Joe DiBiato, but he's been coloring them. But while he was on there, he was plugging his own stuff too. And our good buddy John Spilio hooked me up and bought these from that show and sent them to me. So there's Outer Spaceman, which is written by Fabian, and Mariano signed it right there. And look at that. It's a foil cover. Y'all see that? That's dope. These are available on the EXP, by the way. And then there's Phaser Universe, signed by Mariano right there. The Niciezas are right up there with the Kuberts. They're a big deal. Like, trust me, that's one of those foil things too. So I'm excited to dive into that. Thank you so much, Spilio.
Hell yeah.
That is dope. I picked up the latest issue of Vampiris Carmilla. I love this run. It's taking like old Warren comics and they kind of like redo some things about them, but this is good fun, like old school. If you like black and white, let me just show you the inside. If you like black and white 70s horror in comics, like you're going to love this shit. Every single one of these I've read is amazing. There's a lookup of all the covers. I have every single issue. I love this run. The artwork is always super cool. If you like things like Tales from the Crypt, you're going to love this.
That gives me Red Room vibes.
I like the cover.
It's really cool. Really cool. All right. So we're covering Audition by Takashi Miike on Monday night. Well, after I watched that, I was like, man, that's awesome. So I was watching some of the special features of my Arrow release Blu-ray. And they mentioned that right before this, Takashi did a lot of crime films. He did a lot of like crime, like mafia crime films beforehand. I'd never watched any of the stuff he did before Audition.
Killer was kind of like a crime boss.
Yeah, but that came after, right? But I love Itchy the Killer. Itchy the Killer is Takashi Miike doing his Batman Joker story, just so everybody knows. Like, and it's fucking awesome. So, but I picked up this Black Society. Yeah, Itchy the Killer is Joker. That's why he's got remember his mouth is opened up and he's got it stitched together into a smile. Yeah. Itchy the Killer is the Joker. That's Black Society trilogy. So we did these 3 movies: the Shinjuku Triad Society, Rainy Dog, and Ley Lines. So I picked this up. It's got all 3 films. It was a really good deal for it. So I'm excited to dive into that. I also, because this was super cheap, and now that I bought it, they're going to come up with an even better version of it. But I finally got The Wicker Man again. I used to have this on DVD, but now I got it on Blu-ray. This is a great fucking movie. We got to cover Wicker Man. What's that?
The Nicolas Cage one?
No, this is the original. This is the original with Christopher Walken, man.
Okay.
Yeah, the original, man.
Nice.
Fuck that Nicolas Cage one, man.
Christopher Lee. Not
That's it,
Christopher.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. All right, I'll go. Okay, we're in the midst of Inktober. I'm doing Kayfabe-tober, and you can see all the stuff on the Instagram or on the PCP Army. But I wanted to show my Casey Jones that I did. I draw on these little Post-it notes, but my Casey Jones I was really proud of.
Nice.
And today's prompt just so happened to be EC Comics, so I did a version of the Crypt Keeper.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Right
Yeah.
there. And our good boy Mike, the voice Matthews, hooked me up and probably started me down another bad road. They've been doing these horror pops, but now in black light, like glow in the dark shit, right? So I got the Frankenstein. Look at that.
Nice.
So this is going to glow in the black light. Now I got this whole idea to have a shelf with LED black lights and these things.
Baller.
That's going to be awesome when that glows in the black light. So that's what I got, man.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, be interested to see if we get any because of Werewolf at Night. If we get any Werewolf at Night or Man Thing figures, because
I'm surprised they haven't yet. I don't think they had a lot of faith in that. I think they're going to be rather shocked at the response because everybody has loved Werewolf by Night.
I'm so excited.
My last thing for show and tell is just to say Werewolf by Night and Hellraiser. Watch those fucking movies.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm glad you really liked Hellraiser. I'd like to hear
I did. I'm going to do my
I want to know
full.
your ranking.
I'm going to do my full review tomorrow night on Rockin' Robbie Live,
Do a
7 p.m.
review,
Central
like,
Time.
ranking. I want to know what Fable
Okay.
thinks. So, because Fable's, I think, the biggest Hellraiser
as,
fan.
as somebody that's not. I mean, I've seen the movies.
He's probably the
but I
biggest
haven't
Hellraiser fan
I
I know,
haven't seen
honestly.
the new movie, the ending, the dude at the end.
I don't want to get in a fight.
I
I don't want to get in a
Huh?
fight with
Oh,
Fable,
okay.
but I'm a pretty big fucking
I
Hellraiser
don't.
fan.
Yeah, put it back. All right, maybe Robbie offline can tell me something about that.
Yeah, we'll talk. We're fucking Burno up right now.
I know, Bruno doesn't
I
wanna
want to
hear it.
review that sucker. So
Did you watch it,
we
Dylan? Have you
we
watched
might
it yet?
Review it within like the week. I thought you didn't even watch it.
Who, me? No, I watched it. I
You
watched
said
it
you
today.
didn't
I'll
watch
tell
it
you.
earlier.
I watched it today.
I think you guys thought I was
thought you
kidding when I
didn't
said
get a chance to. My bad.
the whole next month we could be reviewing all the shit that's dropped during Horror Fest because there's a lot of shit
Dude,
that is coming.
this week was nuts, bro. Like literally, I went for what was it, Wednesday? What was it, Wednesday? The fuck came out Wednesday? Something came out Wednesday. Chucky Wednesday. Then
And
Thursday I went to
Terrifier.
Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
And then Friday it was Hellraiser and fucking
Werewolf by Night.
And
And
Halloween next week.
Robbie, what else?
Well, also released very limited in theaters was Dark Glasses, the new Dario Argento film, but it will be on Shudder on Thursday.
This Thursday.
Oh yeah, that's
or-
that's dope.
Yeah, the 13th.
Yeah.
Dylan, did you watch
Dude.
Hellraiser?
Yeah,
Did you like it? I just wanted.
I loved it.
Okay, cool.
I love the main girl too.
Hey, well, let me ask
Love
you this: How much do you think I need to have knowledge of Hellraiser outside of the
None.
first two to
None.
enjoy
None.
it? Perfect.
So it's a
No.
reboot. Like okay.
It's a
in a way,
reinvention. It's a
Okay,
reinvention.
Yeah.
That's a better way.
it really like it's awesome, bro.
It could you could also just act like it's the next Hellraiser film.
Dude, I
Like-
pray this shit gets sequels, man.
I hope
Like,
so.
this
I'm
is-
down for it.
this
Jamie Clayton as
needs-
Pinhead.
David Bruckner, like
She's
he has struck gold with this, man. He can only go bigger. Like
it makes me want to go watch The Night House now that he did.
Oh, I
but
just
Jamie
watched
Clayton-
that the other day.
Jamie Clayton is not
the week before.
Jamie Clayton doesn't have she's not at the Doug Bradley point yet, but I think
She's
she
not
can
even
get
trying
there.
to be,
I
though.
think she can get there.
She's doing her own thing, but she's like taking some of his lines, every now and then.
Well,
But she
that's
doesn't
not
try
her.
to
That's
mimic
that's
him.
the script. But the
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
is great. And Fable was asking me about the music. They use a lot of Christopher Young's score in the third act.
Yeah, I
Like,
heard the.
That was one of the only
yeah,
things
I
I
heard
was a
the
little
hints.
disappointed that they didn't use the Christopher Young kind of score better.
But
and,
they
like,
did at
more
the end so
bombastic.
much. At the end, it's all
I
you
gotta
hear,
watch
man.
it again, though. I gotta
Oh,
watch
yeah.
it again.
So good.
I haven't gotten to
literally
the end,
go- I
so
turned
from
the
what I
fucking
watched,
volume
it's
up,
sprinkled.
bro. Like
Yeah, it's
I was
sprinkled
in
there.
it, bro. Like I literally was like just like spaced up, bro. Like with the volume like up, bro. I was like so into it, bro.
What do you pray for?
Cause I like before work, cause I wanted it so bad. Cause I went to the 7:30 showing at Terrifier 2. So good. Like
do
if
you
to see
pray
that in theaters? Yeah, like it felt like I've never seen a Grindhouse movie in theaters or anything. So that's what it felt like almost. Like I don't know.
I tell you,
I've only seen
Terrifier, though,
Grindhouse.
I don't know if you
Grindhouse
could.
and
Same
theaters.
thing happened to you, but I got punked at Terrifier because it was going to be one showing one night. That's it.
Yeah.
And it sold out. But
Yeah.
evidently it did so well they added
That's
another
what
one.
a lot of times they'll do that.
And then everybody that was scheduled to go at my showing changed. Must have knew
Did
I was
they?
going to be there. They changed to 750. So the one I went to was not crowded. I was
Oh,
hoping to
mine
see
was
it.
full.
I was hoping to see it with a packed audience. It wasn't as
Right.
Mine
packed.
was full, but the crowd wasn't as crazy. Like my Barbarian crowd went nuts, bro. And that was a fun theater experience. This one was like, there was a couple gasps, but it was more like, I feel like people were shocked because I was surprised of the people that I saw. Because when I saw, I was like, dude, this is going to be a sold out crowd. Like with horror fans, like no one's going to see this unless they're a major like horror fan. A lot of people that I saw didn't really look like they just maybe saw it because Terrifier was very easily accessible. Like it was on Amazon. I know it's been on Tubi for years. It might not be on there right now, but it's very accessible. And that look, I feel like people just were like, "Fuck it, yeah, I'm going to see it." And it was a 1 day showing, but it made like 400,000 on 1 day showing. That's incredible. And I told you
Yeah.
guys, I think he made the movie for like, what did I say, like 25 grand, 25 to 50 grand. I said it in the message because I was watching a podcast. Adam Green and Joe Lynch interviewed the director, who is also the director, writer, and like creator of Art the Clown, and he does all the practical effects himself.
Oh,
He's
wow.
like fucking, he's a John Carpenter, except instead of doing the music, he does practical effects, bro. And that even like that is insane, bro. Like this guy, like
It's like when Tom Savini did Night of the Living Dead remake, right?
it was. And the more I sit on Terrifier 2 and just like think about it, so good, bro. So good. There's nothing like it, bro. And like it's really like a staple. Like the first one was like just giving you, like showing you what this guy could be. The second one is like all out, balls to the wall, and they're like, now you see where we can go, and like let's keep going, bro.
But they added a story to this one. The first one really didn't have it.
Yeah,
The first one was like an indie movie. It was
They
like
added a
super indie.
protagonist to it, and I love the girl too. I love her, bro, and the outfit. I mean, come on now.
I can tell you, I went to see Pearl, and there were two older people in the 80s. They didn't know what Pearl was. I can tell you, they stayed. I give them a lot of credit until about the end scene, but I was surprised.
I used to work at a movie theater, and that there was like older people that would come every week and just watch whatever the new movies were.
Right.
And I watched Kill Bill Volume 1, like at its first showing with some old people that got up and walked out in the middle of it. Especially, I think they were annoyed because we were all laughing when people were getting like cut up and shit. We were having so much fun with that, man.
Dude, my grandparents
that used to happen, man.
They'd go to everything. They went and saw like fucking everything. Like they shouldn't have.
Exactly.
But they didn't. They never.
Maybe they're part of the academy,
shit.
Scarpad. You don't know, right? And they just gotta.
Man, I tell you, this is probably my best week I'll probably have for show and tell. I had some of my pre-orders coming, but the first thing I'm gonna start off with is older. I had this, but Scarpad was showing off the 4K the other day, and dude, I had to throw this on the Amityville horror trilogy from Scream Factory. Dude, the funny thing is, I threw on Amityville, and just so happens that the night I threw it on, like my girl had a crazy bad nightmare, and I was like, that was Amityville, dog. That was Amityville. Dude, this movie is just classic. So good, so scary. Also picked up the 25th anniversary. Nice. I know what you did last summer, 4K. Dude, the 4K is gorgeous on here, and you know I had to get it for that 25th anniversary slip.
It's a cool cover.
But bummer thing is, man, if you own the Blu-ray, it is literally the same exact Blu-ray disc and everything from the early 2000s.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
It has the exact, like, that is the fucking bummer, but the 4K looks really good. Also, you know I had to do it. The 4K Scream Factory of Army of Darkness. Dude, wish it had a reversible slip, man. And I'm a madman, but y'all know Fable knows me better than anyone. It's like my favorite movie. the freaking Army of Darkness Steel book.
Let's go, boy. Yeah,
He
boy.
bought both. He bought both covers.
Man, I was debating because I wanted to see how they looked. So I was gonna maybe send one of them back, but dude, they both just look so good, bro. It's hard.
Yeah,
If I did keep
did
one,
one.
I probably would keep this one, honestly. But
I still like the original Shout Factory collection.
because all my I kind of like how the 4Ks are starting to look like the Scream Factory 4Ks are starting. I'm starting to get a few of them, so it's looking good. So I really like how they're looking. So I want to get the Funhouse one now. I need to get the So
Yeah, boy.
I kind of fucked myself.
Hell yeah, Funhouse, man.
But yeah, dude, the Funhouse just came out with a 4K for that. Also picked up. I didn't even own this on Blu-ray.
Nice.
So I didn't get it. The 4K
Steel
book of Fright Night.
Book.
Dude,
Virgin
this
cover.
thing is gorgeous, bro.
Oh, nice.
You see it, it has a gorgeous shiny matte finish. My only gripe is that I wish that the Fright Night was on the cover. I don't know. It's no biggie though. It's got it on the side.
Yes, the back is cool too. Show the back.
Oh,
That is
nice.
good.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's dope.
You gotta have faith for that to work on me, Charlie.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Dude, gorgeous set, bro. Gorgeous.
It's a 3-disc set, and the special features on its own disc, which is nice.
Yep. Yeah, it had a whole set. It has 2 special feature discs. One complete, I
think one's the Blu-ray.
One's dead. Yeah, one is a Blu-ray plus special features, and then there's just the special features,
which is nice because they usually just shove it on the Blu-ray.
Hell yeah, dude. And I didn't own the Blu-ray before, like I had said, so I am gonna be so excited to jump into the old special features that I've never seen, and then the new ones because they added some new ones for the 35th anniversary script read. Brian Fuller conversation, some splatterpunk story about the novelization, deleted storyboards, and man, the big baby, man, that I've been waiting, bro, all freaking year. So since last year, so that I could finish the freaking collection. Well, almost finished until if we ever get them on 4K, the freaking
nice
4K collection, 1995 to 2002.
Dude, I canceled mine,
man. Dude, and show them all off now. But
I almost got it, but I canceled it.
You remember how I got the first 5? So now, dude, and I've never owned H2O and Resurrection. I think I had owned them on DVD, but on single releases, but never on Blu-ray have I owned them single. I've always had to have them on double or triple features. Oh, Vern had the dip. My bad, Vern. But yeah, you got the Curse of Michael Myers. Dude, this is a freaking 4-disc hefty boy set.
Mm-hmm.
These are some nice hard
flips.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah.
They're like Vinegar Syndrome.
OG artwork. Paul Rudd's first movie. I fucking love this dude. Michael Myers is awesome in this. I want to get the freaking Cult of Thorn tattoo on my wrist one day. I swear to God, bro. And
I say we do a GoFundMe for
dude, the first Halloween movie I ever saw in theaters. A GoFundMe for what?
For your tattoo.
For your tattoo, yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Love that movie, man.
I love it too, man.
The best Halloween sequel. The best Halloween sequel.
4K fucking scan, baby, of the original camera negative audio commentary with Steve Miner and Jamie Lee, moderated by Sean Clark. Dude, making of, dude, I cannot wait. I never have gotten to see any of this. I think I've seen the making of because they upload it on YouTube, but dude, I just cannot.
Next time you watch that, man, take a shot every time LL licks his lips.
And then, dude, this one, the Halloween Resurrection, got the most new features added to it, I believe.
That's a horrible cover, though, man. Look at that.
Well, if it doesn't have a new cut, I don't give a shit. I'll tell you that. They should have put Busta Rhymes on that
He
cover.
looks so goofy in the front cover of that.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Trick or treat, motherfucker. Yeah, you're right, man. The Busta Rhymes.
4K scan of the original camera negative, audio commentary with director Rick Rosenthal. Dude. Yeah,
fire.
It's tough, but dude, they did both 4K scans for the producer's cut and the theatrical cut.
Nice.
So this might be. It's.
I've been
tough.
thinking about getting that one just on its own, so I
You
could
can't.
have.
You got to get them all.
You got it. Well, I thought
And the
they sold
box
them
set?
individually.
No, these they didn't, but I think they
Yeah.
will eventually.
You have to buy it in this box set.
They'll do it eventually, but without the
They
slips.
might. Well, supposedly the license, however the fuck you say it, it had to be a triple pack. But they might have said that just because they knew people would.
Amazon was still selling those.
But
like
I would.
$105,
There's no
which is
way
too
I
much.
would. Even with how much people hate on Resurrection, I would never not buy it. I would always want it to complete the collection.
That's the Dimension trilogy right there, right? And then you get then after that you just got the Rob Zombie ones.
Right.
Yeah, and then,
in fact, I need to take advantage because the really nice box set is super cheap now because of these 4K releases. So
I got the. Oh yeah, it is. You probably could get it. I mean, I was thinking about it, but dude, I'm just so happy to own all these on 4K.
The original Halloween looks so great in 4K.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, bro.
I want to get it. I just don't have the 4K players. I don't know if I want to invest, but it is on my wish list. So.
Eventually, but you'll have the Blu-rays with the 4K scans. The Blu-rays have the 4K scan, and then when you get the 4K player,
I don't like rebuying shit, man. The only reason why I haven't gotten a 4K player yet is because I'm like, I know me. And I'll start. I'll rebuy Funhouse for some fucking reason. 4K. 4K is not going to make that movie any better, but it is what it is.
You're gonna say like, oh, I'll only buy just like the couple that matter, and then you're gonna end up buying them all like me.
I know that's what I said when Blu-ray first started.
Yeah, dude, I love this set, man.
Having a 4K player though, and watching streaming shows in 4K. Yeah, you're right. I get it. I see the difference.
Oh yeah.
Well, today I started watching, as I said in the thing, I started watching Hellraiser in 4K on Hulu until they started dropping commercials every 10 minutes into the thing. And it's a huge difference between that and 1080p, a huge difference.
I splurged and got the commercial-free one, which they were like, it's about to go up in price in 2 days. And I was like, well, I'm going to lock this in for at least a month. God damn it. I'm going to watch Hellraiser in 4K.
Well,
and I did.
They weren't bad before the price raise. They would do like Peacock. They show commercials before the movie and then after the movie, but nothing during the movie. Now they got
to raise the price because
they're dropping every 10 minutes.
They got to raise the price because they know that we're getting in on there. But here's the thing, and Chris Stuckman said this: Prey, which I haven't seen, but Prey and Hellraiser both, because of the positive word of mouth, those would have killed in the box office.
Oh, they would have, both of them.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just don't know because, like, what are you anticipating? Like, you lost money putting this on a streaming service.
Maybe.
Like, I think for sure, because some people just have Hulu by accident. You know what I'm saying? But like, if it was in the theater, now I get that you're trying to get more eyes on it or whatnot, but like, these movies would have performed very well for the box office of today, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially Prey. I can't speak on the damn Hellraiser yet, but
see the thing about Prey is Prey would have done what movies used to do: come out, do decent, I guess, but word of mouth would raise those totals. Like you don't see that anymore.
I think Prey and Hellraiser both would have done at least what Black Phone did. Don't you think?
Oh, for sure. Or Smile, maybe. I mean, I don't know if they'd hit that 22 million in that first week, but
I think Smile was going to be.
They definitely would have done good. Those are big name brands for sure.
Yeah.
And it's Halloween time.
I think we haven't had a Hellraiser movie in theaters since what, 3 or 4?
Dude, since 4.
Wow.
4. Look, that was the last one. So some people got to see it at Fright Fest or whatever, and those people are so lucky because it would have been great.
Yeah, in Austin.
Yeah. Those are the only people that got to see it in theater, I believe. Or
well, I don't know if Universal, like Halloween ends. I can't believe. I mean, they should at least wait like a week, have it in the theater for a week, and then put it on Peacock. But it's so stupid they're doing.
They're making double the money, bro.
It just
they're
goes
making
to
money in theaters and money off Peacock.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're doing both, so you have the option.
Bro.
But it just goes to show you that they just want you to see it so you can chatter about it that day on social media.
And
that's
then,
all they want.
Dude, I'm gonna be rewatching the fuck out of it, like on Peacock.
People used the studios used to look at the box office and be like, "How do we do?" Or
I'm seeing it my first time
now they go.
And I'm gonna just watch it on Peacock.
Now they go on the day of release and they go, "What's trending on Twitter? It's us."
What are people talking about?
That's all they care about now, which is so weird because that doesn't mean dollars.
Money.
It seems like there's got to be something I'm missing. I don't know.
There's gotta be something. But
great show tonight, everybody. I just want
great
to say
show,
that.
man. I'm very excited for audition. I hope I'll be able to make it. Either way, The Witch is also next Saturday, so make sure you guys do your homework and come check us out next Saturday, 7:30, probably p.m. Eastern, and then this Monday night on Pop Culture Philosophers, we'll be reviewing Audition probably about 9 p.m. Eastern. So definitely come check us out.
And check out the Werewolf by Night show from last night if you haven't already, because it's one of those rare occasions where everybody loves a Marvel project.
Oh yeah. And thank you everyone for coming and hanging. Thank you tomorrow, Two Gun Kirby, Garcia, let's see who else.
Verno.
Here, Verno, Ev, Shitting on Legacy, fucking Bobby D, Jerem, John, Gary, JT, Interfacers, Sammy, and anyone else. If I missed you, man, we love you, dude. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Dude, Horror Fest never stops, dude. We love you guys. Be safe. Catch y'all next week.
You hold on. What? Not motherfuckers. What shit?
Motherfucker.